UF enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of news today and expect a chance of anti-missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, and this is Garena Masters Season 3, brought to you by Garena Call of Duty Mobile. Tonight, teams from Group C and D will again face each other for yet another 4-series night, and I am Neptune, the Gemma Garcia, your host and analyst for today, and I'm really excited to have these two guys next to me. These are your casters. We have the Mustachio AJ and Coach Jericho. And AJ, how do you feel that we are getting close to the end of the group stages?
Fantastic, right? I mean, today we also get to see a little bit more flair from the teams. This is a double round robin setup, and this is the time for revenge, man. I mean, teams were taken down. Perhaps they just didn't have the right strats, they didn't have the right rotations, but learning from their mistakes, they're taking on the exact same opponents. Might not be the same maps, but they at the very least know exactly what to expect, right? So I'm expecting the fight back this time round. Hopefully, we don't really see a repeat of what we saw in that first round of robins, right? We want to see a little bit of a challenge being set here by these teams.
Yeah, I agree because they face off already earlier into the group stages. They have the counter that they can plan on against these teams once again. But as we start it off, Coach J, I'm really happy to finally be here with you. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm, very excited. Yesterday we saw the announcement that, the playoffs is going to be an on-site, it's going to be on land. So most of these teams, they're fighting for their lives here. So this is an important day for these groups in C and D.
Yeah, definitely. And this is important because this is where we know who will be moving to that playoffs. But looking at tournament format, out of 256 teams who fought within the qualifiers, 16 teams stepped into the group stages, 4 of which are the invited teams. As they face off in double round robin format, the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the playoffs, and we will determine as well as who to crown the champions of the season of the Garena Masters. But looking at the groups that we have right now, and I'm pretty sure later we'll also be breaking down all those groups right here. Who do you think has a great potential to really pop off in like by the end of the group stages up until the playoffs? I'm throwing this to you, AJ.
In terms of the potential of making it through there, I really don't want to make any guesses here, right, Neptune? I want to keep it as equal as possible because I have a very bad habit of cursing some teams sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we might have a predictions, but like it's a good thing because the teams break off from the usual and those predictability, and that is one thing. We might have some predictions, we might have some assumptions on how they're performing, and it's a good thing that they can get away from those predictions, but there is no getting from what they will be getting in here, and it's only a matter of how high these teams will be placing in this competition. With that 10,000 US dollars in the first place, that is a lot of money out there. It's more than $500,000 for the Philippines, and almost 45K in ringgit, as well as around 14K in Singapore dollars. And this is a huge amount for this competition. Coach Jay, I know you've had a team, and usually for a team, what is the priority every time you get money just like this?
I mean, you got to save it. This is this back in my day when I was competing, you don't see
Hmm.
these kinds of prize pool.
Months, yeah.
So for all these players, they're very lucky. So they really have to show up here because once you get to that top four, you're pretty happy. But once you taste that first place, just like Blacklist and Omega, it could really change your life.
Yeah, and then we're seeing that those lives has been changed already. Not only with their names being plastered all over every time they win, but how they go into all the competition as well as they prepare. This prize pool has helped them a lot. But breaking down the groups right now. Now from Group A, that we have Almighty Sem9 and C8 Legacy. Almighty from Singapore, the most dominant team in this group, getting every win in every match that they played in this competition since day number one. And the Malaysian team, Sem9, who journeyed in the Green Masters since season one. So I'm looking forward to them really moving up. But with C8
Yeah.
Legacy, similar to Sem9, they have been in Arena Masters since the first season, and they joined their brothers at C8 United and stepped in the playoff. And they might have missed some season or season two, but they have chance in here to really pop off or move up to the playoffs. And now on Group B, now who would know? Smart Omega, the champions from the previous season, and they have a commanding lead as well in their performance in the group stages, something that we really expect because of the name itself and how they had
Mm,
in there on every competition that they jump into. Now,
yeah.
RTL Esports, after day six, this is where they broke off from the feud that they have against PDR Esports, like trying to get ahead of each other. And I think they have a great chance. I mean, they are in second
Yeah.
place right now with the 8 wins that they have. And it's just up to NV Doctors as well as PDR Esports to move up if they can catch up on that group. For Group C, we have the Huntsmen, West Point Mambalo Kings, Sector Zero, and ACNO Finesse. Now, these teams we are going to see tonight. And
Mm,
from this group, like it's just Low Kings all the way. And the
yeah.
Huntsmen, because of their performance from the previous day, like really moved themselves up. They had a commanding amount of lead compared to Sector Zero and ACNO Finesse. And we're just hoping that some of the teams like those battling them tonight might be able to catch up. But as what we've talked in the background, it might be not. It is not easy, really, because the Huntsman,
Mm,
the experience that they have, will has brought in their name higher onto that group. Now, speaking of names, and as well as hires, the Group D, they are on the named as the group of death, and how likely it is Group D as a group of death with Blacklist International Ultimate, C8 United, BVV Esports, and CKG Legacy. And who wouldn't know? The Blacklist International Ultimate, they are on the run really to take the
yeah.
crown back for their name for this season. VVV Esports, the way they pop off from the previous competition that is Green U Challengers, and right now they're jumping in here, battling it against C8 United and CKG Legacy. It's just up to those two teams who really need to catch up. Now, we
Mhm.
are looking at the standings, and this is more of a clear picture of all the groups that I mentioned earlier. And going to you, Coach Jay, from
Mhm.
here on, from Group A, I know it's just a battle of Sem9 and C8 Legacy for that second place, and it's not that far. What do you think is needed by C8 Legacy to beat Sem9 in this leaderboard?
I think they just have to really focus up. They haven't been playing well. This isn't the same legacy that we knew before. They don't
Mm-hmm.
have Dre anymore. But one player can't really change the whole team. They have to work as a unit because 7-9, they've also been playing really, really poor. So both these teams, if they can make it, it's like an amen to God. But they really have to find something here, really focus up here because pretty much this next few days for them, it's gonna determine if they are gonna move on or are they just gonna stay back at home again.
Yeah. And as we look at Group B, because of the number of wins that both Smart Omega and RTL Esports, it's quite clear of that they will be on the or the top two of this group. And is there any chance that PDR Esports might be able to catch up, given the number of days that they will be jumping in the competition, AJ?
I mean, if you look at the chances of PDR esports catching up, they might stand a chance, but they have to go through the big gates, right? And when we talk about the big gates, I'm talking about those two who are leading the group so far, Smart Omega as well as RTL Esports. And the way RTL has been playing recently, they've proven themselves against NV Doctors. And in the matchup that they took against PDR as well, they really managed to step it up. PDR Esports couldn't take away a single game from the side of RTL, and this is round 2 that we are talking about. So that was the losing factor there. If at all PDR was able to beat RTL in their second series, maybe they might have stand a chance. But now it's just so much more difficult, because if you're looking at how things look now, they have to take on Smart Omega, and they have to take away, at the very least, a win here, right? Taking a map away is something that's possible. PDR has proven that to us before. But remember, on the day that they did manage to take that map away from Smart Omega, we kind of heard of some issues with connectivity for the side of Smart Omega. So they might not have that chance once again the second time round here in the Pew.
Yeah, and we talk about Group A and B because they won't be playing today. It's more of Group C and D. And as you can see in the schedule, we're going to start off from Sector 0 and the Huntsmen, followed by ACNO FINESSE and West Point Mamba LOWKINGS. And then the third series, it will be C8 United and BLACKLIST International Ultimate. And then for the last series of today, we have CKG Legacy and VVV Esports. Now, I think it's good that we can talk about Sector 0 and Huntsman, and we have a few, we've thrown a few questions already before we went live, but I want the guests, the viewers right now, to really hear your thoughts on this two teams, the battle that they have. And I'm going to start with you, Coach Jay. We've seen the Huntsmen really pop off from the last time that we see them, but as they return and challenge or battle it off against Sector 0, what are the chances that Sector 0 will be able to turn it around against the Huntsmen?
It's really 50-50 because you got to look at Huntsmen. You don't know what Huntsmen are getting. Are you going to get the good kind of Huntsman or the bad kind of Huntsman? It's always a 50. It's like a heads or tails here. But I feel like with their record 8-4, I feel like they really need, both these teams need to win it, because if Sector 0 loses this one, I feel like they don't have that chance. If they can get 2 at least, they can still make it the top 2. But Huntsmen, you expect to get that 3, they want to secure that top 2 or even try to get that first place. But the LOWKINGS are undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, the LOWKINGS really have a clean slate to their side. They're really resting easy. But looking at Sector 0 right now, the lineup that they have, and we pointed out that IPOW has been one of the member of the team that has a positive KD at this point. And do you think, AJ, that because of the performance that we have from the previous day that we've seen them in, have they learned their lesson, or probably not just the rest of the teams, but all of the members of Sector 0?
That's a really hard question, right? Because if you look at their performance overall, Sector 0 has only shined when it comes to the control matchup that they take against some of these other teams. In the other games, on the other hand, they have most definitely struggled just a tad little bit, right? But they have got promise. They've got individual characters that can really carry the team. But what we don't really see within Sector 0 is the chemistry between these team members. Overall, 3 out of 9 matches won. That's a little unacceptable for the kind of quality that Sector 0 steps on in with. But Mids as well as Pepsi, if anything is going to be standing in their way today, I believe it is just their opponents, and their opponents are not going to be easy to take down. Huntsmen are on fire. This is not just the Huntsmen that we have seen improve and show up for Garena Masters Season 2, but they have been improving very slowly over time. Garena Masters Season 2, they showed up strongly as well, made it all the way through to the playoffs. So for Sector 0 to take down a team as solid as the Huntsmen, it's gonna take a lot of effort, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of effort because of, as you pointed out, the tenure of the Huntsman in going into this competition. Though they have, like for Sector 0, they have individual members that has great experience when it comes to competition, but coming together and chemistry for their team really needs to be built and meld so that they can move as a team, think as a team, as well as fight as a team. And that is what the Huntsman has been doing and learning so far from all the battles that they jumped into. I mean, tracing back from a year or 2 years ago, the Huntsman has been doing jumping into any chance that they have to go into competition. Yes, they might not be able to make it through playoffs and grand finals, but the experience that they're getting, the learning that they're getting from those competition really brings in a lot more to this team. And as we look
Yep.
into head to head, we mentioned previously that IPAO is one of the member that really brings in a lot of damage when it comes to this team. But I'm just hoping that it will be spread all over the rest of the teams, because only one member, yes, you have one member who's really doing well, but
Yep.
it's a team effort. And the
Yeah.
KDs that we're looking at right now, yes, it's looking good compared to speed, especially the KDA, but it's not translating to how
Yep.
the whole team is working. And for the side of speed, I mean, this guy, I would say, this guy really deserved this name because of the
Yep.
movement that he has been doing in this game, the slide, the shot that we've seen on the highlights, especially. But there we have it, guys. We have the maps and modes right now, and we're starting it off for the hard point at Summit map. But before we went there, the Sector Zero was able to ban Hacienda as well as the Purifier for the operator skills. For the side of Huntsmen, they banned firing range as well as the Sparrow. Now, knowing that we don't have this operator skills as well as how compact this map of Summit is, going over to you, Coach Jay, what do you think will be the approach of the teams? We know that P1 and P2 is already close to each other, and it's a good chance for them to take a lot of points from those hills. But on P3, how can they utilize the remaining operating skills, and what operating skills do you think these teams will be using?
I think they can use it properly with the likes of the gravity vortex as well as the death machine. You know, those things, they can be your extra sentry gun, as you could say, because the gravity vortex has that buff. You already shoot 3 black holes in the operators, and it can pretty much lock down the whole site. So that P3 is going to be very important. Expect all the operating skills to be popped off there, or even at P4. But 1 and 2, not really much. It's all going to be straight up gunfights, especially in that first game.
Yeah, but with the extension of the scores 250, I mean, I really love how this turned out, because it's not that quick of a hard point really, that going in on to only 150 points, but with extension to 250, really brings in a lot of excitement into the game, because they can stack up onto those points and get those score streaks as well as operator skills. But as we started off, this is the first day of this is the first game of tonight, and AJ and Coach J, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Neptune. We'll catch up with you in a little bit. As of course, Summit Hardpoint opens up. It's always going to be about control room and who controls that second floor. But it looks like both teams just want to barge in here and play that hardpoint straight up. Nobody's trying to take control of that second floor. But you do have the players of Sector Zero spawning out of the container area, and they naturally have to step onto that second floor, right? But the angles all cut off here by the players of Huntsmen. A great start by the Malaysians, Jericho.
Yeah, great start by them. I like what they're running. They're running 4 SMGs, 1 AR. Pretty common setup here for the side of Sectors. They're all running SMG, so all close quarter combat here until this P1 and P2. But once you switch over to P3, it's going to be ARs. But as you can see, just back and forth trades. AJ, great angles by Huntsman, as you pointed out. But look at iPod on the flank here, just being annoying here at the back. Unfortunately, will get taken down. So now 25 to 10 seconds, and look at this. Look at the side of Sector Zero. They want to they can give that up. They want to play for P2 and P3. I like their early rotations.
You know, and we used to talk about how the foul position or the favorable rotation and the spawns come out of the green radar station, but ever so recently, a lot of teams have shown us even the spawns from container area isn't all that too bad, right? You still get to supply your numbers in. The only thing that can turn around is losing out on all of those gunfights. Now, Huntsmen, they have got the mechanical capability to control the fight in here, but just like lock down the angles on P1, this is the players of Sector Zero hitting right back. Pepsi, big fight, but he fails that as he gets double challenged, 38 to 26. Huntsmen don't want to let this go, but the favorable spawns out of green radar station still with Sector Zero, but they fail on those gunfights. iPower wins one, comes back through for the challenge, but will get paused halfway through. They're taken out of the equation, and Huntsmen are right back in it. Hunter Killer Drone will eat up mids as well. And now Sector Zero has to double down and go in for the super early rotation into P3. But look at what's happening. The Huntsmen are chasing for that early rotation too.
They want to go for it, and they even got time off this P2. So great timing from both teams. But now, as you can see, 4 players inside already P3. But number 5, though, Mids can definitely make the play here. Spots 1. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. And just like that, almost breaks it. But the gods of RNG are given to the side of Huntsmen, and this is where we're gonna see those operator skills. AJ, are they gonna pop it? Alfardi already has his speed about to get himself as well. But here we go, the flank though. But look at Ipow. He can actually make the play here with the Annihilator. Unfortunately, gets taken down, and that forces Sectors to push up, but it doesn't matter because Shifra and Virus are there to take it over.
Well, Ipow, great plays coming through from him as he drinks out the Annihilator, trying to remove the anchor for the side of Huntsman, but he absolutely fails halfway through there, right? So good defense by Huntsman, 70-45 as they throw their numbers in with the spawns out of Special Forces base. Predator comes through for a kill, but only takes a single player out of the ranks of Huntsman, and that's gonna hurt Sector Zero. Sector Zero now has to double down and move on over to the next hardpoint, secure that spawn first. Gods of RNG giving Mids the spawn right behind the players of Huntsman for P3, but that immediately gets shut down. This is the very different kind of Huntsman that we have here in Garena Master Season 3. This team truly has woken up. I mean, and I really hate to bring up this point once again, right, Jericho? But since the departure of their captain, it seems like this team just woke up.
Yeah, they just woke up because it's already like what, day 6, and now they're just a different kind of team. But you need to have that same mentality every day. But as you can see, Speed now, he's gonna try to make the play at the back here, AJ. But like 3 players in the back, they're gonna spawn close though. But they have to push together as a team here. Stop pushing through the hill, get the spawns at the back. Speed and Notch, they all fall down. Alfari gets one though, but he needs help from his teammates. Unfortunately, Ipow shuts him down, and this is where you want to make the comeback. Sector Zero, really great user of the operating skills, but look how close Huntsman is. Just one good break's all they need.
And a good rotation here from Notchi, taking that backstab, but beautiful plays by Virus, anticipating that attack, sends out the Hunter-Killer drone as well, and the Hunter-Killer drone does go ahead to slay. Fantastic display of aggression by Sector Zero to make a comeback in this matchup, and just like that, they are right back in it, and they're still holding on to the spawn. Surprisingly, Huntsman did not try to go in for the break of that spawn, but instead they're just jumping into the hardpoint, and that's one biggest reason as to why they keep failing. Finally, they get it, but for what? Just 2 seconds in there, 1 point grab. Absolutely horrible run for Huntsman at that P4, but on the reset though, this is where they might be able to shine, but it is Sector Zero that first, Jericho.
Yeah, they're already going to be there. Ipow with 25. They gave him full streaks, actually, and they still have their operators ready, so they can just pretty much hold this down without even using their operators. And look at that. Finally, Huntsman, they managed to break it through, but they have to win their 1v1s here. But Shifra, so we talked about the operators. If you save it at the right moment, you can make plays like this. Shifra with a 2-piece. Unfortunately, Speed shuts him down. But Sector Zero, they finally take the lead momentarily. Can they hold it on? Pepsi and Virus making the plays, AJ. And Sector Zero, finally, after a huge lead by Huntsmen, finally back in the game.
Well, the last time around, it was the Huntsmen who took a victory over the players of Sector Zero, but that was played at Raid, right? Raid Hardpoint, a little bit different. Huntsmen had the mastery over that map. At Summit, quite one-sided, and Sector Zero really playing this to the T. But it is a little too close, though, and Huntsmen, given an opportunity, will be able to make a solid comeback. But it is those early rotations and locking down of, you know, that map that just really puts Sector Zero ahead of the Huntsmen. Huntsmen started off good, though, but it seems like their confidence is a little smashed by how hard Sector Zero is fighting back.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Ipow, 27 already, he's going to be the top frag of the game. And I think this might be, I can bring up a point, you know, you don't have Raven. This is why you want to play a small map, because Raven was your main AR for this team. He's switched it to Alfari, that is not his main position. So I feel like that is one thing that's really struggling from the side of Huntsman. But now they're trying to contest it, but more players of Sector just really backing up each other. I like their trades here. The response time is very on point. Now for Huntsman, they got to play a little bit slower now. Alfari going to be the first one to go in. The cryo bomb is going to be there as well. But Shifra is still there. Mids as well, takes him down. But they can give up this time, and look at Sector Zero setting up on that P3. They still have streaks. They still have their operators to use, but they still get this scrap time as well, AJ. Huntsman, they really need to find something.
Oh, this is just absolutely fantastic by Sector Zero. Yes, Huntsmen do manage to rip away the hard point towards the final seconds, but Sector Zero, they're already playing the winning game here. Early rotation into P3. You've got one anchor in the name of Shifra, but look at what Huntsman is trying to do. Hopping straight into that hard point, but it will be the anchor from the side of Sector Zero that gives them all of those spawns, but the spawns are not going to be of any use when you do not win your gunfights. Player after player, Huntsman dropping them, Notchi stepping up for the team as well, and the Malaysians will go ahead to make a comeback in here. Ipa once again annihilator play, going for those anchors. He manages to shut down 2 players back to back, but now the challenge from Nochi comes back through, and Nochi once again secures it for the side of Huntsmen, but they've lost the hard point. 30 seconds to go. Derp gets shut down. Fantastic play by both the teams in here, Jericho.
Yeah, fantastic. Alfari has a 1v, but Shifra is still alive. They're still making the play. Has one more player in front of him. Asmo gets taken down. Hunter Killer and Nids gets killed as well. This is just an all-out war in P3. But now, are you going to force this? If you're the Huntsman, you got to rotate. And look at number 3, Virus. Already a heads-up play. They're going to rotate to P4, and they can actually secure the lead here in this P4, get the bigger lead here in P4, AJ. And this is where they actually made the comeback. But Mid's trying to make the play. They're going to give up this last 3 seconds, and now this is it. This is where Huntsman, they need to break it the first try. But Ipao, he's going to stop them one by one. Gets 1. Can he get the second as well? Derp trying to challenge him. He gets 2 as well. You can't be falling like that. 192, 156. Hardpoint is up, but look at Huntsman. They're pushing in. They're trying to contest it as well. The Hunter Killer trying to get the kill as well, but Ipa on a 40 bomb already. Can he get more kill spots? Another player, AJ. 200 mark has been reached. And Huntsman, they managed to break it for momentarily, but Sector 0, they have the spawns.
Big mistake coming through here from Huntsman. They're focusing on the hard point, but Jericho, they're not focusing on the spawns at all. And all Sector 0 needs to do is just continuously send in their numbers to attack that hard point, and they will be able to sustain. Huntsman not going for that backstab, not taking them away from those spawns. And if you do not control the spawns at Summit, you will be the biggest loser. And look at this, gods of RNG giving the spawns away to Huntsman, since none of the players from the side of Sector 0 are holding on to that anchor position, and Huntsman might be able to run away with this matchup all because of that. But Sector 0 wins, gunfight after gunfight after gunfight. Derp steps on in, but Mitz is the champion, and it looks like Sector 0 might be able to pull this off. They still have got the spawns. Time runs out though, on for the reset. Huntsman hop on in, but they're just getting slain left, right, and center here, Jericho.
They are Ipow 46, make that 47. Yes, he can. Still has a drone to use, and they still have control of the hill. This is very important. Can he make it 48? Derp trying to make the play. He's going to get taken down as well. Destroys the cryo bomb, and they are contested. They have the time here. 20 more points, Huntsman. They just have to bash their heads in. 49 for Ipow. This guy's on a mission. Notchi trying to make anything he can with this play. He gets 2 though, but Mitch is there for the trade. The Pred comes in. Pepsi gets it as well, but there's still more players to contest. Pepsi gets 2. No, Alfari gets the trade. The contest is in, AJ, and they have to hold on. They can't lose any gunfights. Alfari trying to make the play. Virus gets taken down. It's all up to Derp. He gets taken down. Speed. He's going to get taken down. No, Asmal and Speed. They break the hill. 18 seconds left. It's all up to them now. Speed with the death machine. Can he find anything? He gets taken down as well. 13 seconds. If you are sectors, you can just play for the rotation.
Huntsmen fighting for their lives in here, but it is just way too late. Sector 0, the damage is done. They've got time on their side. 250 to 177. The perfect revenge to start off the second half of the double round robin against Huntsmen, who got them beaten 2-1. The last time they met at Hardpoint Raid, Huntsmen shut them down 250 to 19. Spectacular response by Sector 0 to start off this series here, Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about their chemistry wasn't there, but now it looks like it's a newfound love for them. They found the chemistry. Look, Ipa 50 and 22, Pepsi with 33, Virus with 34. Everyone all positive across the board. And for the side of Huntsmen, their best player, arguably their best player, AJ Derp, 20 and 37. You need more out of Derp.
Ipow just outdid the record set here by Whoopi, hitting that 2.0 KD, right? Because the last time we did see Whoopi hit the 50 kills, he got 25 deaths to match along with that. So a very slight advantage here by Ipow in comparison to the stats pulled up by Whoopi at that hardpoint matchup. But at the end of the day, like you said, it was a team effort in here, right? Yes, Ipow stands out with the way he was playing out there, but look at how equal the rest of the players of Sector 0 stand, shoulder to shoulder with each other. 33, 34, 34, 32 kills. Absolute spectacular performance. But when you look on the left-hand side, when you've got your captain as the bottom fragger for your team, you know you've got a huge problem. Yes, he may have been playing that hard point. Yes, he may have been playing that objective a little bit more, but usually Derp is one of the supreme slayers on the side of Huntsmen, and they cannot afford this. But you brought up a super point. Putting Alfari in replacement of Raven inside of Hardpoint, horrible decision for the Huntsmen. They needed Raven desperately in that matchup, Jericho.
They really need, and I feel like it's also the map. You know, when Sector Zero saw that, okay, Raven's not playing, we'll bring them to a smaller map, which it's true. They're actually very bad at the Summit map. It's one of their weakest maps for Huntsmen, and I feel like it's really going to take a toll. And this is such an important match for both of these teams because if Huntsmen wins this, they are going to separate themselves from the third and fourth team. If Sector wins this, they're going to be tied up with Huntsmen. I believe if they win two more series, they can actually try to get that tiebreaker against Huntsmen. But that's going to be for game number 1. Very, very interesting match to say, AJ. But for Raid S&D, I think this is where Derp, he really needs to step it up with that sniper. He needs to hit the shots.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Neptune, your thoughts on the position held on by the players of Huntsmen where they were not going in for the break of spawn when it came to the blue radar station Hardpoint on play. What do you think about that, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what is into the minds of Huntsmen. They know every time they fall down that positions of the Sector Zero has been well known. I mean, they can find out where they are being hit, but they're not they're not responding to it that well. They keep going into like they're anticipating that the reposition will be done by Sector Zero, but they counter anticipate it for the side of Sector Zero. Thus, everything is all balanced, and the Huntsman really was not adjusting that well from that point. We've seen one moving in every time as iPa was just staying onto that side, shooting everyone in the back, and that's not a way to go. I'm not quite sure if there might be an issue with communication, but hopefully that is the case. And going back to the side of Sector Zero, we pointed this out from the previous the previous series that they went into, and I think they heard us. Every time we point out that these teams are not doing that much in terms of the KD as well as how they work as a team. And this is what they're showing us. I mean, they did the homework with the map picks as well as with their rotations as well as the coordination that they have. I'm pretty sure whatever Sector Zero has eaten or is doing, and at some point they need to continue this on. Like just for tonight, continue this on for all 3 matches of the series.
Yeah, although iPow, superseded everybody else in terms of the number of kills that he picked up in this matchup, I still believe that it went down to the strategy that was being played by the Huntsman squad, right? Because you talk about control room that was played extremely well by the Malaysians, and then you string it into the edge platform P2. It was back and forth, but it's a very open hard point, so it's understandable that swinging back and forth. But great plays by Huntsman came through at P3. It was the rotation into P4, not once, but both times, where the Huntsmen refused to pick on that spawn. They refuse to break the spawns, and when you do not respect the strategy of the map, you're going to get eaten up. And Sector Zero, they took full advantage of that. Neptune, we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Jericho, S&D this time round. Huntsmen might be able to make a comeback because of how Derp has been hitting those snipes in recent times.
Yeah, he's been really on point on it, but against this team, look at this mid's just really aggressive. ACNO gets that trade though, but 3 versus 4 now. They're trying to force this. Mids gets 3 in a row. You can't be doing that. Shifra against ACNO. It's all up to Derp in a 1 versus 3. iPow with the L car. He spots this player as well. Derp's gonna go double back, but all the players are gonna swarm. Gets 1, gets 2, almost gets the 3rd one, but the trade is there. 1-0 immediately. Fast around for the side of Sector Zero, and for the side of Huntsmen, I mean, they should have at least tried to get a pick first or would get some stun checks, and they just wanted to go in there and just face them with their guns.
Shout out to production. I really like the graphics coming through this time around. That little marker there, very creative. Not sure exactly how many matches have been picked up by these teams. But, when you look at the opportunity that Sector Zero has against Huntsman in this matchup, it's mostly going to go down to how iPow holds on to those angles and how aggressive do we see Mids as well as Shifra get out there on the battlefield, right? And it looks like the very first round, all 3 of those players have gone in to hit hard. They're holding on to angles really well. They've almost caught one there, but misses miserably. Speed, on the other hand, won't be able to shut down one. KSP 45 for the second one as well, but Shifra drains him out. It's all up to Alfari, but Shifra doesn't care, leaving Derp and Asma all alone there to take care of this. It's a 2v1, and the Huntsmen should have this in the bag.
Yeah, there you go. Spots one, almost gets a second one. The nerf coming through here in effect. 1v1, Asma has a KSP, has a better weapon to use, but Asma gets him with a KSP. Great shots. You hear some words being thrown out there. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. A lot of these pro players, AJ, once that patch came out, no one's
Yeah.
been using that Mac 10 anymore.
Nobody's using the Mac 10 except this guy, right? I have no idea exactly what's happening there. Maybe he hasn't gotten used to the KSP 45 just yet, but you have to follow the meta, right? A lot of people, they call them meta abuses, but you need to have the most effective way to take down your opponents, bro. It's a competition. They're playing for money in here, not just to show off. Alfari turns around. No, he doesn't turn around. Gets punished. Speed gets that information. Drops Pepsi. It's 1-1 so far, but the numbers advantage to the side of Sector Zero.
Yeah, Sector 0 now, they have a 4 versus 3 here. The Virus is going to get spotted by the
Come
nade,
on.
though, so information is there. But the flank, though, number 5 mids, if he can get there on time, they can probably take down Derp, and there you go. That's the one that they need. That's the opening. Here comes the play, but they're still not forcing this. But look at Speed. They're going to go
Great
for this one.
challenge.
Speed gets 1, though. There's going to be another play. ACNO, 1 versus 3 gets 1, and a 1 versus 2 now. iPow and mids. iPow has this sniper. Spots that player. Hey, almost takes him down, though, but mids is there for the trade, and that is how you play a 2 versus 1.
Yep.
Played to perfection. That's going to be 2-1 on the side of Sector 0.
And I love how iPow just sidesteps and allows his partner to get the job done, right? Because you're not going to be able to engage in such a situation. A little bit too much of panic there. Yes, iPow can hit those quick scopes, but it wasn't the situation for him to show off. It was the situation for him to believe in his team member, and he played that perfectly. 2-1, and Sector 0 once again have a little bit of a headway here against Huntsmen. The Malaysians need to find that adjustment. This time, they send their numbers in towards that basketball court, but they lose multiple players, all thanks to Pepsi, who has been hitting those shots back-to-back. Mid-6 kills so far, and Pepsi now, if he can step up for the team in those future rounds as well, Huntsmen are not going to stand a chance, man. Everybody wants to shine. Virus the only one with a struggle, but iPow refuses to die like a cockroach out there on the battlefield.
How is he still alive? He's been tagged up, hit, battered, and bruised. He's going to spot one as well. Nachi, the timing is
GG.
unreal. But the bomb is just down there. And look at all these 3 players. They're just holding this bomb site. You're not going to get through here, Nachi. If you could jump off the map, I would as well. But with the QQ9, not the best weapon to have now. Yes, it did get a buff, AJ, but against 3 players holding down angles, this is impossible for Nachi.
I mean, if Virus continues to sit on that bomb, it's going to hatch, bro. It's warming up already. Nachi rotating around. It's a 1v3. Like you said, oh, he spots the barrel of Virus. Punish. iPow, on the other hand, will quickly shut him down. It's just going to be DLQ stuff, baby. And iPow, he's back.
He's back. I feel like he really wants to will and see. I feel like after seeing that land, they were like, oh, yeah, we got to win. We got to win. We got to win tonight. And I like what I'm seeing. They're giving Huntsmen a run for their money here, but they need to be perfect. They can't lose a map now. They're 3-1 at the moment, but look at this push though. 4-man push coming into open stairs. iPo gets 1 though. Does he get the second one? No, Alfari gets the trade though. Here comes the push now. Alfari over here. Spots Shifra. Shifra gets 1. Does he get the second one as well? Does not get the trade out, but he does have the information. Alfari trying to put some shots down. Virus is behind him. Perfect communication coming in from Sector 0, AJ. And we're back to a 3 versus 2.
Pepsi just wanting to tease everyone out there with the Mac 10, but you gotta bow down to the KSP, baby. You gotta bow down to the KSP. Asmal stands no chance. Virus, beautiful quick scope, shuts him down. Final player in the name of Derp, who actually brings in the Banana Blast there as well. Everybody's blowing my mind out here today, man. The Mac 10, let's see exactly what Derp can pull off. It's a 1v3, sprays out 1 player, but doesn't manage to catch Shifra off guard. Beautiful plays by Sector 0, and it's now 4-1. 3 more rounds, Sector 0 will be able to push this 2-0, and this was the condition we were talking about, right? If Sector 0 is going to be able to survive this, they need to shut down the Huntsmen. And from making it 2-1, I think they might just be able to shut this down 3-0.
I think so as well, AJ. With the way that Huntsman's playing, I don't know what's happened. They're just bashing their heads in, no place whatsoever. They're just struggling for some apparent reason in an important day.
Might be connected to the absence of Raven. One can only speculate, but let's see exactly what these players bring out there. Huntsmen, everything's riding on this. Everybody wants to go to that LAN event. Everybody, I mean, especially the Malaysians, right? Not only do they want to go there, they want to fly down to the Philippines. They want to meet all of their friends as well. But iPow shuts Derp down. But Mids and Virus taken out of the equation. Nachi stepping up for the team as well. And all of a sudden, a little bit of life shown inside of the Huntsman players. Let's see if they can bag their Shifra. KSP, but reposition stakes the gallery passageway. And the beautiful backstep position now catches out all of those players and their position. But Trigger Discipline doesn't fire, so he still stays hidden. Asmal spots him. Shifra, beautiful beautiful slide, but double challenge. Alfari takes him out. Pepsi, final player, and this is a no-go.
It's a no-go. That's gonna. I feel like if Schiffer was there a little bit faster, like 2 seconds early, he could have gotten the play there. But unfortunately, timing was not on his side. 4-2 now. Now Huntsmen, a little bit of life there. Let's see if they can keep it up. If you look at the score, Alfari with 2 and 5 as well. Derp 5 and 6. They're really struggling. These veteran players for the side of Huntsmen, you should expect them to always be on top of the leaderboard because they've been in the game so long. But you know they're getting outclassed by the new generation, which is iPower, all these other players. And it's finally to show the changing of the guard. It's happening now, AJ.
Yeah, but you know, iPow might have not been super active competitively. The guy is a beast, man. Derp shuts down Shifra. Beautiful shot. But iPow, look at how quiet and sneaky he is. Is riding around Tiki. Might be caught out by Derp here. Both snipers just beside each other. Absolutely oblivious to each other's position. Derp, he's looking the wrong way. iPow should be able to catch him out, but iPow doesn't make that full rotation around Tiki. Spots out safe, still misses Derp by a mile. Derp still gets missed. iPow, can you please catch him? Derp repositions, what a play.
I want to play, but there you go. Derp takes down iPow. Just a cat and mouse there, AJ. But you know, 3 versus 4, but Pepsi takes down Notchi. A little bit aggressive. ACNO spots 1. Can he get the second? Yes, he can, and that is why you want to use the KSP. That is why it is the meta, and it's all up to Pepsi. Again, with the Banana Bastard. Let's see what he can do. What he can do, he can go to the next round and spawn up.
Yeah, exactly. He can go to the next round. I mean, it doesn't matter. You got to master the KSP. The time to kill on that gun is absolutely insane. It's the cracked gun right now in Garena Call of Duty Mobile. If you guys are not using it, you most definitely should. And don't worry about anyone calling you a meta abuser. If you want to win, you need the best way to take your opponents down. I mean, if that's not clear enough, I don't know what can be, right? Speed, great position, held on to safe here, but double challenged at the same time, repositions, doesn't go in a little bit too carelessly, calls Asmal for backup as well. All of the action focused around the swimming pool as well as basketball court. Huntsmen inside of the basketball court as well. They can rotate around, but they're not overextending. I love this patience out of the Malaysians.
Yeah, I like this patience. They're not pushing it, but they want to get this pinch. They want to set the timing is unreal. Schiffer, unfortunately, does not look. He spots one, though, but speed is there. And they almost take down Virus. Notchi takes down Virus as well. Pepsi gets Notchi. Now it's going to be 2 versus 2. Both have 1v1s here, AJ.
Yeah.
They do have bomb the side of Sector 0. And if you are the bomb carrier, which is Pepsi, you got to get out of there ASAP. Don't turn around. Oh, no. Timing is real. The KSP versus Mac 10, and that is what happens if you use the Mac 10 against the KSP. Bomb is down. It's all up to iPow, but if it's anybody, iPow can definitely clutch this up with this DLQ with 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, can someone drop Pepsi a PM and tell him, like, you know, the Mac 10 has been nerfed? I mean, I'm very sure he knows, but like convince him. Like cry if you have to and tell him, beg him, please, no, don't use that gun anymore. Because, you know, from the viability of winning this, Huntsmen are slowly making a comeback against Sector 0. iPow, got nade maybe from the guy. DLQ in hand, needs to hit that quick scope, but Derp catches him off guard just with the LKR9, shuts him down. Beautiful engagement between the two snipers. The round started off with them earlier on, and now it continues on in. I hope to see a brand new rivalry between these two snipers.
I mean, I really hope. You know, Derp finally stepping it up. 8 and 6. iPow, 6 and 5. Haven't gotten a kill for the past 2 rounds. But look at this, a right tech AMR on his hand. But look at the side of Sector 0. A little bit slower here. Trying to execute this V push, but Alfar's getting the middle. Might be the difference maker that they need. The trigger discipline is there. He spots one as well. Does he spot the second one? Almost get it. But runs out of ammo though. But runs away. Asmal gets Virus, and Alfari, he's just running circles on him. He's still alive. Spots Mids as well. And that is just the massive movement speed. Oh my god, how did he get away? He got away, Mids runs away. Bro. He's gonna spot this player. Almost takes him down as well. The KSP, but unfortunately, great movement by Mids, but does not get anyone there. Cat and mouse, iPow gets taken down, and now Huntsmen, they take the lead.
I mean, I know you can do that, but to do that so efficiently, the guy just disappeared, man. Hops over the player, runs out down the stairs, and you gotta respect the movement, right? Because by the time he hits the ground, he hits the slide as well. Just gives him that extra boost of speed to just absolutely disappear. The one bad play there is he chose to re-engage. What he didn't expect was 2 players to show up at the same time. And that speaks to the prowess of Huntsmen out there, right? And that's a team play. You gotta double challenge whenever you can. Shifra and teammates this time, dropping Derp and Speed. Great opener for Sector Zero to make a comeback, but Asmal gets a god sticky. Pepsi taken out of the equation. Mids with the engagement against Nochi. Nochi, if we catch him off guard, this is gonna be a GG bomb inside of the basketball court already. No one can pick it up, and Nochi, big play! He gets two! Virus shut down with a headshot. Huntsman out of nowhere make a comeback.
Just great plays, and I feel like it was just a side switch. AJ, defense wins you championships, and now that is what they're doing. But now just don't be too aggressive. iPow, he gets what a shot by iPow, shuts down Asmal. Well, that's the mad advantage. It just goes away. Now it's gonna be a 2 versus 2. Shifra now and iPow. Bomb is down though.
Nice.
Bomb is down. Grenades keep stopping. RPD trying to wall bang. Will not get anything though. And I don't know what he's trying to do.
He's just trying to get lucky, man. I mean, like sometimes you go to the bar, you just try to get lucky, right? You just drop by and he's like, "Hi, would you like to get to know me?" Nobody wants to know you, Shifra. Just step on in there, take the fight to them. RPD, Practical Joker, this guy cannot get super aggressive because that ADS time takes 3 years and Alfari steps on out, but Shifra was already on the pre-A, managed to get him out of the equation. RPD for the win, but iPow wraps things up against Nochi as well. Fantastic job by Sector Zero. 5-5, all equal. We are finally seeing the awakening of Sector Zero in the competition.
I mean, finally, we're seeing them having a great game against the side of Huntsman, but now it's 5-5 here. Match point up right next to iPow in the middle. There's gonna be a player number 4 though. Alfari just running through that P5. Does he spot this player? I like to set up 2-1-2 here. The time is gonna be unreal. Does Alfari spot him? Yes, he gets spotted, but iPow gets away in the nick of his life. And now Alfari, he needs to make a decision. Are you gonna go back
Shifra?
or just push this through? Shifra almost gets naded, but gets away. And look at the sectors. They're trying to find a hole here, but the setup of a Huntsman is just really nice here. If they cannot go aggressive here because if one of them falls, they're gonna get pushed up.
And I really love the fact that they realize that fact, right? And they're holding on to these angles, not over-aggressive, not overstepping, not getting too cocky and confident. That has been the greatest downfall of the Huntsman players for the longest of time now. I really like this respect that they're showing the players of Sector Zero. And as long as they've got these angles locked down, they should be able to punish. It's all going to be up to the one and only Derf. The angle that he's holding, but the players, they rotate over to the B side. It's all going to be in the hands of Nochi and Asmal now. Both of these players have got the KSP. Rate of fire, perfection! Nochi hits 2, Pepsi trades it out, but Asmal is there. Supremacy out of the KSP 45.
Yeah, but Shifra is going to tag up Asmal. Alfari's going to be in front of him. He gets taken down. Match point for the side of Huntsmen, and finally they are waking up, AJ. One last round, but you can't count out Sector Zero because they tied it up last round. Can they do it again? Here we go. Can Huntsman clutch it up, or will we have another switch of sides?
Fantastic play by both teams in here. Very exciting S&D. Drop your comments in the comment section as well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as to who you think is going to be able to get this. Alfari dropped by iPow. Beautiful opener. Numbers advantage to Sector Zero now. And as all of the players rush on into basketball court, this is a retake by the players of Huntsman that's on the setup. Derp hits one hard, but he doesn't get the player. Pepsi manages to pull off the plan as well. It's going to be Mitz holding on to these angles. Derp shuts down Pepsi right after the bomb gets planted. Great engagement from Derp as he slides on in. Virus gets double challenged, but Virus as well as Mitz manage to shut them down. Huntsmen, they're giving this away.
They're giving this away. It's going to be a 1v1 now. Miss versus Speed. The gunfight. Here we go. The gunfight at Speed. Shuts him down. The slide child coming through. And Huntsmen, they needed that win badly, AJ. And they got it 7-5. Great plays. What a great S&D, AJ.
Absolutely, man. Love this S&D. Look at Nochi lose his mind. But, you know, we saw that head-to-head between Speed as well as iPow. 2 very different players out there on the battlefield. You're talking about a close-range combat specialist in Speed, and he lives up true to his name, right? Very quick in and out in terms of all of those engagements. iPow, on the other hand, always from that long-range engagement, but he's not going to be able to back up his team members in any way whatsoever, man. That final clutch coming through from Speed, spectacular. Asmal gets 13 kills throughout this whole match. Amazing things from him as well. And once again, when the SVD was taken out, when it was banned from the competition, we saw Asmal get a little nerf. He was affected by the change. It took him a while to readjust to the other guns, but he's right back serving up every single shot hot on behalf of the Huntsmen.
Yeah, he's really stepping it up. I mean, 13 for his game. He's just there trading. He's getting the opening kills and everything. And I just like what I'm seeing from him. And Neptune, what are your takeaways in this S&D?
Oh my God. I mean, this is the most craziest SND that I've seen so far. Not only as Sector Zero has been popping off from, I think it's more of the momentum that it got from that hard point, but the movement, especially the funny moment with Ipao and in the bar. I mean, it's only a few steps and he might be able to get that advantage, but missing that, I think that's where it started off rolling back for the side of Huntsmen, and especially as well, like even I was surprised where to look when Mids did that god jump. Oh my goodness. I mean, that was the first time up close that I really saw a movement like that trying to get away. If that would have been a clutch, I mean, that would be in the bigger screen. I would say I looked that up and study how he did it.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried that jump many times, right, guys? And the best thing that has happened to me is I've managed to jump on two other players and then they get confused for a couple of seconds, but I still end up dying. So that was God level movement by Mids.
Yeah, and there we have it. I mean, there's great potential right here for Sector Zero, but I think with the loss that Huntsman got in a hard point, it won't be that easy for Sector Zero at this point, especially in Raid SND. But this is now getting interesting because we are looking into yet a defining moment for this team of Sector Zero going against the Huntsman. And this might be turned around for a 1-2 in favor of Sector Zero because we're going back to respawn. But we know that this is the chance for Sector Zero because they had advantage, or this is a chance for Sector Zero. They had advantage against the Huntsman, but with the experience that they have from the previous day, the Huntsman have learned to control the control. But with what we're seeing from Sector Zero, I think they did a little bit more of homework. And I still don't know who will be taking this one. But, well, casters, please take it away. Control has started.
Appreciate it, Neptune. You know, we cannot forget the fact that Sector Zero did win against the Huntsmen the last time they met at Control. And we fixed it pretty much at that point of time in our minds that the mode that Huntsman struggles in the most here, Jericho, is Control. And now with Sector Zero confidently getting this map pick because they win that coin toss, the challenge just becomes a little bit more severe for the side of Huntsman, right? Numbers disadvantage for the Huntsman here as they keep failing all of their gunfights. But they're on the defense, but not the most supreme defense that I've seen at standoff so far. With 1 minute and 15 seconds to go, that first marker on that A flag has already been placed. And Huntsman, they seem a little weak out there with those engagements. They just need to lock down some of those angles a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it's another point where it's another small map, AJ. It's just like Summit here, wherein you're putting in Alfire in another position wherein Raven should have been the one playing at that top bakery, AJ. Just getting that power position. Unfortunately, they are forced to fight these engagements up and close and personal, AJ, and that's really been struggling. 3 life advantage for the side of Sector Zero, but 45 seconds, AJ, and they still haven't gotten a point here. They've only gotten 1 tick in B, but the gunfights are going their way, and there you go, Virus with a 2-piece, and that's the opening they need. Space has been created, AJ, and here comes the capture.
Pepsi is on a mission to prove to everyone that the MAC-10 is still viable. Yes, the gun still shoots. There's still bullets in the gun that can affect what happens out there on the battlefield. But the time to kill on the gun and the damage with the increased distance, that's not going to help you at all, right? And with the kind of distance that, you know, some of these long angles have, he is going to be struggling overall. But with 5 lives left on the Huntsmen who are on defense, things look like they are going to go south. 3 more lives left, and this is all for Sector Zero to lap up.
Yeah, it's going to be over here. 13-2. We need a miracle here. Nachi does get 1, but unfortunately, doesn't even matter. That's going to be round number 1 for the side of Sector. And I was just talking there. I looked at the score. It was 15-15. When I passed it on to you, AJ, it was 15-5. I mean, what's happening to Huntsmen?
I mean, it is what it is, man. Sector Zero, they are pissed because they knew that they could take away that S&D from them as well. I'm pretty sure they were aiming for a 3-0. They're going to be disappointed, right? So we see the fire out of the players of Sector Zero. But now they have to play this a little patiently because the Huntsmen are on attack. And when you're on defense, all you need to do is not play it like the Huntsmen. Just hold on to those angles and wait for the Malaysians to come straight at you and drop them as they appear. Shifra, KSP45 has got the backup from Virus as well, who's slowly streaking himself up. And as I say that he fully streaks himself up, that Preddy is gonna play a huge role in this matchup.
Yeah, here goes another.
Oh my God! Dude, you don't do that, man. I mean, you don't pull out the Annihilator right in front of the spawn of your enemy and then get taken down in that fashion. And with that, the Huntsmen have managed to rip away a single flag already. Now it's all going to be about that B flag. Let's see exactly what Sector 0 plays in terms of the defense. Dragonfire going to be sent out and they get that extra bit of information. And they want to throw on those spawn traps as well. Look at the Hunter-Killer drone chasing the Dragonfire. Dragonfire versus Hunter-Killer drone. But the Dragonfire expires. Hunter-Killer drone loses its mind.
It's mine indeed. 13-7. It's still going over and over, AJ. A 5 life advantage for the side of Sector 0. Virus is going to push through, takes down Derp as well. And even if though he choked that Annihilator, he's getting the kills that he needs. He's going to run away for his life now. But big kills coming through. Look at that flick with the KSP. 6-16, AJ. This is just the total control of the game mode control. Last 3 lives for Huntsmen. They're just going to move on to the next round. This is a GG already, AJ. They're just struggling throughout this whole series.
Yeah, no way Huntsman's going to be able to win this now after they've lost out multiple gunfights already, right? Even if Shifra loses his life, they've got a 11 life positive here. iPower, final engagement. Alfari still wins that, but Virus finally puts the nail in the coffin and doesn't really seal the deal just yet. That's just round number 2. Still opportunities available for Huntsmen to make a comeback, but we've already acknowledged that this game mode is their weakest. And with Sector 0 on fire, I really have a slim hope for the Malaysians here, Jericho.
I mean, yeah, I can see it right now, AJ. This is really struggling. Look at this, the death machine. A death machine's getting destroyed by a KSP. Derp is trying to make everything he can. He gets 2 though, but the Annihilator has been popped though. And there ACNO gets that first kill, misses that second shot, misses that third, misses that fourth. Can he miss the fifth? Yes, he can miss the 5th and miss the 6th as well. Welcome to the blooper reel. Your #1 play, ACNO.
But iPower and his movements were insane, bro. And now he pulls out his Annihilator. He misses the first one. He misses the second one, not the third one. Manages to get that 1 kill, though. It's just blooper reels all over the place for the Annihilators. But iPower, he is on fire in here today. 22-21. Huntsmen still have an opportunity to stay alive. They've got a 2-life deficit now with Alfari and Mids. Derp stepping up for the team as well. They're turning this into a team deathmatch. But Huntsmen, they shouldn't get overexcited, man. They just need to lock down those angles. But they're taking the fight straight to the homes of Sector 0.
They're just going through it, and this is what they want. ACNO, beautiful shots. 3 kill streak on his name now. Can he keep on going here? Spots the 4th, but the Hunter Killer is there to save the day. Speed gets 1 as well, but Pepsi's there to trades, and this is where you want to work on your lives. But if you're Sector 0, time is not on your side. Mids and Mid and Pepsi, they're gonna go for it. Derp spots 1. Speed trying to get the play. Pepsi gets taken down, and AJ 11-12. 6 seconds left. Virus, can he make the play? Finally hits that shot as well. Spots the second one. Gets the third one as well, and I think that might be it. AJ, can Virus get this 4th one as well? Yes, he can.
GG,
and 6-11. And if you're Huntsman, do you force this? I think they are going to force this one. Last 6 seconds, AJ, but look at B. B's being captured as well.
Yep, both on the capture, which means the timer is going to stop. The players of Huntsman need to win each and every single one of their gunfights, and they do exactly that. But there will be a player in the name of Pepsi teasing that A flag once again, holding the timer. 5 seconds on the clock for the players of Sector 0 to play with. But as long as they have got 1 player surviving on that flag, they are going to be able to sustain this. And Huntsman, if they do not get them off of that A flag, this is going to be a GG WP. Double kill. Beautiful. 3 seconds to go. Sends out the gravity vortex gun as well, but they lose that A flag and 1 minute on surplus for Sector 0, but 2 more lives left. Can Huntsman win both of those gunfights back to back? Asma, big kill coming through from Derp there. One more engagement will decide this matchup, Jericho.
Yeah, but the drone, Asma's gonna get spotted. He has to run away for his life. He's gonna get tagged up as well. And Pepsi through the wall gets the kill. Where did he shoot him from? What was that shot?
Pepsi. I mean, highlight reel for me personally is Pepsi. Bringing in the Mac-10, Banana Blaster, trying to run all over the battlefield to get something done. The guy absolutely refuses to bow down to the KSP supremacy. I respect that.
I respect that, but Pepsi, please, for the love of God, use the goddamn KSP. You're not going to make it if you want to keep using the Mac-10. But looking at the scoreboard, AJ, Virus, 25-9. Pepsi, 22-4. How does Virus get 25-9 even though he missed 6 shots of an Annihilator?
Was that Pep?
I think it was Pepsi or Virus, I believe. And then iPow, he was like, I can do it better. Missed 3 shots.
No. I think it was one of the players on the side of Huntsmen that missed it. Totally forgot exactly who that was, but it was the movements of iPow that kind of evaded all of those shots back to back to back, right? This guy's a monster, man. And just when you thought that iPow was gonna, not really show up in the competition after quite the weak first half of this double round robin, they show us why this sort of a format is just so important in competitions of this level, right? Because that double round robin setup gives you the opportunity to read into the plays of your opponents and to play it against them. And they exploited the players of Huntsmen truly in that hard point as well as control matchup. And this is why the homework is so important, right? Dragging the Huntsmen players into standoff control was absolute perfection, because this was the exact same map where you could see moments of weakness in the Huntsman squad. Even ACNO Finesse managed to pull away a single round from them, and they saw exactly what they could do to step it up. But not only were they playing the rotations and strategy well here, their gunfights was just one par above the players of Huntsman. Neptune, your thoughts on this matchup, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, all overall, this game of Sector Zero and Huntsman, it's really becoming evident that when it comes to improving over time, Sector Zero is doing better compared to the Huntsman, because it's only a few days really that we saw Sector Zero not doing that well. I mean, the performance was meh. It's just iPow all around. But when the challenge has been given, the words has been called out already to the side of Sector Zero, they just popped off, starting it off from Hardpoint to Control, even on SND. I mean, they did very, very well on that. It's just a few mistakes really that they missed, and we know Huntsman as well as their proficiency on this mode. So it's I would say it's a little bit towards the Huntsman for the search and destroy, but with that Control, knowing that the Huntsman really is not improving, and this really shows it's 3-0 on the scores. There could have been a chance that they will be able to take that 3-1, but with a 1v1 in there and the Annihilator. And the Annihilator is becoming a punchline in this game. I mean, all those comedy gameplays that we've seen so far. But I'm really happy on the result of this game. The 2-1 from Sector Zero right now really changed our perspective on how much we read situation based on initial engagement, in initial matchup, and then as how they improve and perform towards the end of the competition. Because as we mentioned, it's more of how much you improve, not between competition and competition. It's more on between the days. And you also made a point there, AJ, that the homework really matters. The homework and the practice really matters. And I think that is what Sector Zero has done in this game. But when we look at it now that we're looking at the highlights, we saw the failure of the Huntsman in here, and I know we discussed this already. But what do you think can be done better by the Huntsman as Sector Zero really popped off in here? I'm throwing it to you, Coach Jay.
Number one, Raven, where are you? You should be the one playing Hardpoint. Not it's really a different kind of roster in that Hardpoint, because if they played out on a different round, a bigger map, let's say Hacienda or Raid, I feel like Huntsman could have taken this 3-0, especially in that Control as well. Those maps really meant a lot to them. And here in S&D, Neptune, this is where we saw that Huntsman, they can actually really hang with this team. It's just they just have to be really systematic. They have to trust their teammates here and actually win their 1v1s.
Yeah, definitely. And the 1v1s really matter, especially with the meta, as you really throw it there, as the Banana Blaster has been blasted very much by the KSPs. And, well, it's the change in the meta. And as you keep mentioning, you need to be in the flow. It's like fashion in some sense. You need to be within the fashion so that you will be able to go towards, with the flow, as well as the performance of the teams. And that's where it was missed by Sector Zero. But at this point, I mean, it was just crazy of how close it was, especially on this round, wherein not just this round, but the previous round, it was very close in the last part of that game, wherein we're just thinking it might be a point by Huntsman right there. But I would say salute to iPow, and not just iPow, but for the whole team of Sector Zero. They've gone so far. They've gone so well in there in the competition that they've improved in their overtime. And this is one thing that we really call teams out, that how much they improve, how fast they improve really matters at this game. And
Yeah.
if this happened early into this competition, I mean, Sector Zero might have been in there really hanging back and just waiting for the chance to really step onto the playoffs. But we've just finished that first part of our series, and we are going to go for a quick break as we go into the next series. Once again, we are your casters. I'm Neptune, together with AJ and Jericho. We'll be right back in a bit.
Hey! Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Beware of enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of notes today and expect a chance of anti-air missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile to the skies.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Beware of enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of news today and expect the chance of anti-air missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Yeah, I know. Ugh. Great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay. Here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. We have enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of news today and expect a chance of anti-missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay. Here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Beware of enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of news today and expect a chance of anti-air missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile to the skies.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Do we have enemy fighter jets? We got a lot of notes today and expect a chance of anti-air missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, here goes nothing. what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Beware of enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of those today and expect a chance of anti-missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and this is Garena Masters Season 3, brought to you by Garena Call of Duty Mobile. On the caster's desk, I am Neptune, the Gemma Garcia, and I am your host and analyst for today. Tonight, we are with our amazing casters. We have the Mustachio AJ, as well as Coach Jericho. And guys, I'd like to set the expectation, or sorry for not setting the expectation earlier for the long break. It just so happened that we got news that ACNO
Yeah.
Finesse will not be able to play due to a few reasons. And one possibility is because of the weather. We all know, especially for those in the Philippines, those in the metro, there's heavy rains that is being encountered, and that's one possible reason that affect a lot of things with this game. And
Yep.
saying that, we are now jumping in onto the third series of tonight. This battle between C8 United and Blacklist International Ultimate. And from day 2, both of these teams fought against each other, resulted in a 3-0 in favor of Blacklist International Ultimate. Though I would say for the casters out here and the viewers out there, it's not really one-sided, because for the side of C8 Legacy, that it was so close on us. First off, Search and Destroy 7-5, and then with control of 3-2. But throwing over to our casters right now, I started off with Coach J. Based on their scores and reputation, is this one match that we can consider as a David and Goliath fight? And with this matchup, do you think that it will follow the story that C8 United might be able to take the win in this game?
I highly believe that CA United's gonna have a hard time. I feel like it's more of Blacklist versus Blacklist, because they've been playing against teams that are not in their caliber. No disrespect to them, because their caliber, the Almighties, the Lowkings, the Omega, those are the teams. When you see them play in the playoffs, that's you're gonna see. Okay, that's the Blacklist I know. So that was just pretty much a warm up. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but Blacklist is just really beyond the level in this tournament. They're pretty much like on top of the food chain, tied up with those 4 teams. So I feel like it's just on how they're executing. Are they gonna dominate? Are they gonna have a close game, or are they gonna lose? So that's only like the 3 questions you need to ask against Blacklist.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to give out a follow-up in this. And I think AJ has mentioned, or has heard this question before. You being in the competitive scene, Coach J, is there any chance that really teams are holding back early into the competition, like the group stages per se, just have to reveal any tactics that they have for the bigger stage? That will be for you, Coach J. Yeah.
For me, I don't get that kind of mindset of not really giving out everything, because in the end, yes, people are gonna read you. It's just a matter of who's gonna execute it better. So I mean, you saw what happened to both Blacklist and Omega. Blacklist, they brought everything on the side during the first grand finals, and the second grand finals, they just readjusted, and it just came down to pretty much who was the better player there. It wasn't really anything special. It was just pretty much who adjusts more, who wants this more. So I don't really get the mindset of other teams saying, I'm not going to play as well because it's not yet the playoffs. Every match matters here. It's the group stage.
Yep.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm basing that question on, as we know, AJ, that some of the teams, like as mentioned already, Smart Omega has been going for the comeback play, like within the game as well as within the competition. But that's evident, AJ. I mean, that's evident that it's showing that they come low start of the game and then later come back, and it's a good story though. And it got me thinking that that might be a possibility, and it's a personal question really and for the show. But as we look into this course, as mentioned earlier, we have ACNO Finesse really not going for the fight. Thus West Point Mamba Lowkings will be taking that 3 points. But going back to that first series, AJ, anything else that we can say about Sector 0 and the Huntsman battle that we've seen earlier?
Well, I mean, fantastic fight coming through from Sector 0 to shut down Huntsmen, right? 2-1 victory. Huntsmen took over them initially in the first half of the double round robin. And once again, that's exactly why we have got this format in place, right? To give these teams a fighting chance out there on the battlefield. Because sometimes when you take on a team, they might just have some G strat. They might just have, that one beautiful strategy that you did not think of that could have broken your first match. And then, when your spirits are down, you just end up losing that whole series, right? But to be able to make that comeback, I feel like Sector 0 has taken and made full use of that opportunity in this double round robin setup. And a fantastic fight between them as well. And it wasn't like they dominated the Huntsmen. We saw the Huntsmen trying their best to make a comeback, but Sector 0 was just a step above. But of course, we did also touch on the fact that Raven wasn't playing for the side of Huntsmen this time round,
Yeah.
and they didn't really look as venomous as they usually are out there on the battlefield. So that might have just been one of the factors that might have cost the Huntsmen the matchup against Sector Zero. But you have to respect the fact that the team members of Sector Zero looked so much more cleaner when they were executing all of those plays, right? Not like what we were seeing in that first half of the double round robin, where the chemistry just wasn't really clicking right.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the point that Coach Jay mentioned or Jericho mentioned earlier, wherein you really have a chance to adjust your gameplay. And that is what Sector Zero, or what was evident from the gameplay of Sector Zero. But enough of the first series. We're jumping in to the third series, or third scheduled series of tonight, between C8 United and Blacklist International Ultimate. And we have this lineup: Toy, Cookie, Joshua, Ron, G, and Ange. And going to you, AJ, or back to you, AJ. I mean, among these members, who really took your attention from the gameplay that they've done so far?
You know, so far, if you look at the overall stats, it's going to be Ron, right? He is the hardest hitter out there on the battlefield when it comes to some of these respawns. But the one great thing about C8 United is the fact that they are an all-rounded team. You don't just have to depend on one single player. And although Ron is quite supreme when it comes to hardpoint, he does have solid backup from players like G as well as Joshua. When you look at control, it's usually Joshua that steps up for the team, and Ange usually finds those shots as well. So all around, you can say that C8 United has got multiple players within their ranks that can really take the fight up to the next level. But the one place where they do fall back is the consistency. This was the team that came out of the gates just busting through team after team after team when we first saw them make their introduction at this stage, right? But unfortunately, in the recent past, C8 United has lost some of that shine. And we did also notice that, you know, they used to be playing from the exact same location. I don't know whether or not that has been a factor that has affected some of their chemistry out there on the battlefield, but there's something that has changed in the C8 United ranks that I really just cannot put my finger on, but they need to get that fixed, right? Because if we don't see the C8 United of all, they're not even going to stand a chance to make it through to the playoffs. Because once again, this is the group of death. This is the group that has got Blacklist International Ultimate as well as VVV Esports. And VVV Esports, they are hot off of that victory at Garena Youth Challenger Season 2. And they're not going to allow this to go out of their hands, right? They want to continue that momentum. They want to make it through the playoffs. They want to play live down at Manila later on at Resorts World Manila. So, you know, everything is going the way of Blacklist and VVV right now. And C8 United, if they really want to step it up, they need to show us some sort of magic out there, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, magic is really needed. And it's a good point as well that you mentioned that if you're not playing within the same compound or in close proximity with each other, the communication might be delayed, and that will cause really some breakup in terms of your rotation and your strats as well. But going in here for the lineup of Blacklist Ultimate, we have Jabin, AG, Skurd, Tin, Yato, and FDX. And I'm going to throw the question to you, and I've asked this already from AJ. I just want to hear it up close from you, Coach Jay. The addition of FDX right now, how often have you seen that one member will be added to a team, but the chemistry will be all throughout or all good from that instant?
I feel like it's just they're pretty much all at the same age, I would say. I feel like Tin, Yato, FDX, and AG, they all came up at the right moment. FDX, such a great talent. I feel like he fits in right to the team. He just does his job. This is just it's a job to him, and he's just really doing well. He's been thriving very well. Hopefully he can keep it up. Now that he's at the Blacklist International Ultimate, there's a lot of pressure being in this team, but I feel like he's been doing really well. But once we see the playoff, that's where the real magic starts. That's where we see if he can really step it up, or is it going to be a downgrade from Yobobs?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really love that you pointed out that he's doing his job. And we've mentioned this before as well. And for those who's just watching right now, it's a good catch up as well, especially for those building a team. Specific roles has been given to members of the team. And FTX really is doing his job with the roles assigned to him. He's not overstepping anything and not even underseating all the commands that is being given at this point. And I think that brings in the success of the team. Yes, you have your own approach, you have your own tactics and skills, but there's still the chemistry, and usually brought in by the in-game leader as well as assignment of their roles. And I think with assignment like given to FDX, he is doing well, and he's doing not just well but great in at that point. So we'll have to find out because they're really in there on the top one of this group. Though this is a group of death, they are above everyone else. But speaking of above everyone else, the members of the teams who are above everyone else from each group is from C8 United, Joshua, and Blacklist International, Tin. And going into the history of this team, I'm going to throw this back to you, Coach Jay, with the statistics that Joshua is showing right now compared to Tin. How much really that this affect the mindset of a team not like tilted to one side, and does it really affect a performance of like within the competition?
I feel like it brings out a lot. We also see a lot because Tin, he's such a great OBJ player. With plus he's also getting kills inside in the hill. Not only that, once he killed Tin, you gotta watch out for the other 4 players of Black International, who are all capable of destroying your whole team. So I feel like St. United, yes, you have Joshua 1.10, but you need everyone to hold their own weight here, because if one of them falls or 2 of them falls, we're gonna see a fast 3-0 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. And I think it goes to the point as well, wherein the teams should be balanced out and no one will be sticking out sword thumb in there for the team. But jumping in here from the maps and mode, we are going to see Summit Hardpoint once again. And from what we've seen earlier, AJ, do you think with between these two teams there will be the same approach by C8 United, or is it just really a complete domination by Blacklist Ultimate?
Tough question, man, because you're talking about one of the best teams in Call of Duty Mobile right now, right? Blacklist International Ultimate, the only, black mark on their record so far is losing to Smart Mega 2 series back-to-back at Garena Master Season 2. Apart from that, this team has been one of the most perfect, untouchable teams of Call of Duty Mobile for the longest of time now. And if you look at their performance so far in the competition, they've only dropped a single map against VVV, and that was a hard-fought one, right? They nearly took that as well. To be able to imagine a weakened C8 United in their current form, I mean, we've broken this down already. C8 United is not the kind of C8 United we used to come across initially when they first stepped up to this level of competition, right? And, to echo a little bit more of the points from Jericho, everybody needs to step up, not just Joshua. And Joshua's the only one with a positive KD at the moment on the side of C8 United. So to take that sort of performance so far in the group stage, against Blacklist International Ultimate, who are absolute assassins out there on the battlefield, they don't just need hard work, they need nothing short of a miracle here, Neptune.
Yeah, back to the magic, back to the miracle, but the game starts right now. So, casters, please take it away.
Thank you very much, buddy. We'll catch up with you in a little bit in Blacklist International Ultimate as expected. Opening up the Hardpoint, hot, jumping back through and forth. And as you can see, the kill feed is just all painted yellow. Then Team Blue won't be able to step up just yet as Blacklist International Ultimate, they do not look like they're excited to lose this Hardpoint anytime soon. Jabin holding on to quite a sharp angle here. And none of the players on the side of C8 United have been able to step onto the Hardpoint, let alone get near it.
Yeah, let alone, and they finally got their first kill there for the side of Ron. The contest is in though, but for how long? Because at least 3 seconds. Ron's still alive though. Teddy's gonna get taken down. Finally gets the hill for a while, but Yato is still alive, and this guy, he's gonna get taken down. Finally, they get at least some scrap time off this, but Blacklist, they already got what they need, and now setting up for this P2 as you look at the map, second floor, and it's gonna be that second floor where you see a lot of the Blacklist players getting that control before they hop on that P2.
Yeah, you gotta love the strategy out of Blacklist International Ultimate. Not really going in here for the overcommitment on P1 because it just wasn't necessary. The bulk load of that hard work already done at the opening segments of that first Hardpoint, and now they string it into Hardpoint number 2. They've got the favorable spot, but it doesn't seem like it. C8 United suddenly waking up slowly, winning those gunfights, taking the fight straight up to the champions of all. But it seems like Blacklist International Ultimate wants to dominate that. G brings in the CBR4. Hasn't gotten the note that it has not been hitting actively very well in the recent times here, Jericho.
Yeah, it's been really nerfed out, so the KSP is really the gun to go here, but he's been using it well, and FDX is here to get that 2-piece, and finally They get control of the hill as well as the spawns for next. Look at number 5 already. Yato already has that next step ahead of him. He takes down one. He has 2 more players to go against. Gets the second one as well. And just like that, Yato, he breaks down the push coming in from the side of CA United. They wanted to rotate early, but unfortunately, they just lost in the sights of Yato. Now, they're going to get this scrap time again, AJ, but this P3, this is where I believe Blacklist might just be able to separate themselves from CA United.
At 29-60, the spawns being held on by C8 United. If Blacklist International Ultimate wants this, look at them. By the time I even say that we spot that mini-map, they're already making that long rotation around Green Raider Station in towards the water tower to break the anchor spots first. But my lord, C8 United, talk about waking up. Tin just really wants to go absolutely insane. They have got the opportunity in here to run away with this match because C8 United, although they make their way around from that water tower, splitting up their forces to take the fight against Blacklist International Ultimate isn't doing them all too well at all. And Blacklist, just with Tin alone, just holding on to that hard point. The rest of the players overextending, shutting down C8 United before they can even get to that hard point. I mean, how do you pick off points when you're going against such an aggressive side of Blacklist International Ultimate here, Jericho?
Yeah, they're just trying to get the trades. They're always getting at least 10 to 20 seconds. Yes, it's going to get you some time here, AJ, but you need most of the chunk. You need to get like 40 or 30 at least. And now look at this. Blacklist are going to give it up again, set up in this P4, and it's going to be another story of wherein we're going to bash our heads in CA United and try our best to win the gunfights. It's not going to work like that. You got to work as a team here, push together, use your nades, and just challenge as a team.
Yeah. Okay, good setup, good strategy here by C8 United. They want to break the spawns. They're waiting for their numbers. They're waiting for their players to appear on their side first. But by the time they get in there, they just get shut down back to back. Javen whips out the Annihilator, annihilates all the players of C8 that he spots out there on the battlefield. No misses coming through in this matchup, Jericho.
So far, no misses so far. 40 seconds on the clock now. Javen, he's just holding on it, working towards that drone. Some streaks on his side as well. He's gonna get tagged up by number 5. It's gonna be Ron, but Ron, he's all alone there. He's gonna get taken down as well. Ange pushing through to his death, going to respawn over at the other side. And Blacklist, they're just taking over this. They're not even hopping on the hill. Finally gets on the time. 1:45 probably after this hill, and the rotation is gonna be set. AJ, and look who's already next. Look already there, AJ. It's already Blacklist over at P1. They give up this 15 seconds. You can have those 15 seconds. We'll take the 40.
Yeah, that was the gods of RNG just giving away the spawns to CA United. So great play by the one and only Joshua to take that backstab, get that hard point away. But once again, scrap points being played here by CA United. And I don't think they want to continue playing that because Blacklist International Ultimate will soon run away with this game. Yes, at hard point, you can make a solid comeback as long as you've got a good hold on even one of those hard points. But it's just so difficult when you're going up against Blacklist International Ultimate because not only do you have to worry about the rotations, you also have to worry about those gunfights out there on the battlefield. And Blacklist International Ultimate, at the moment, they're just unmatched.
Yeah, they're just unmatched. No one can everyone's just winning. And look at Tin. Tin, the MVP, only has 8 kills. All he has to do is hop on the hill, let his teammates do everything for him.
Yeah.
And so far, it's been working out for them. And for the side of C8, yes, they're getting some kills here, but it's not the important kills. It's not the kills that you need on the hill. They're just getting kills when on the rotating, when they're already done on the hill as well. So it's very inefficient what C8 is doing here. They need to find something. They need to find that energy, that momentum boost that they need now. But so far, Blacklist is just taking over. It's pretty much setting the pace. And look at that FPX with the Annihilator and Ron. It's his turn. He gets one, but for what? He just gets traded out by Javen.
Yeah, I really cannot fault the players of C8 United here. They are trying to do everything in their power to rotate around from the right angles, trying to break the spawns, trying to hold on to those power positions at this map, but nothing seems to be going their way because they're not winning their gunfights. And every single time Blacklist International Ultimate spots them, it's a GGWP. And you are absolutely right. Although C8 United were winning a couple of those gunfights, that was not at the hard point. In fact, it was so far away, none of those players were capitalizing on those attacks. 183-76, C8 United have not found the solution against Blacklist International Ultimate. As a matter of fact, not many teams have.
Yeah, not many teams have 190-76. It's just going to be another member to the 100-point club, and I feel like it's looking like that, AJ. FPX with the Peacekeeper gets one. Can he get the second one as well? 2 more players to beat, actually. Ring around the rows. He gets away with his life. The movement is on point. He gets one as well. Can he get the second one? Almost gets it for the highlight. But 203-80, it's a long hill to climb. And look at Blacklist. They're just going to give this up. End it over at P3. But Yato, he wants to end it here. Gets a 3-piece on his own. One away from the Pred. And this man alone is single-handedly just killing the whole team. If you are saying United, you need to find something. You have G and Ange combined with 16 kills. I mean, I don't know what's happening to United.
A Blacklist International Ultimate is happening, man. I mean, it's a tall road. It's a long journey to take the fight up against Blacklist International Ultimate and walk away with a victory, right? You got to be dreaming. You got to be in La La Land for that to happen in your head. But when you come back to reality, you get smashed by Blacklist International Ultimate. That's exactly what happens unless you're Smart Mega. Then it's a different story. But 218 to 97. You know, the one thing that I'm definitely looking forward to is that rematch, man. What will Blacklist International Ultimate do to Smart Mega when they get hold of them next? Because I'm very sure they've been waiting for that moment for quite a while now, Jericho.
Yeah, they've been waiting for a long time here, AJ. And at the same time, Omega, are they ready for the challenge? Are they going to go back to back?
Yeah.
Or will this be the revenge story for Blacklist as they end the game here? Very interesting to see, AJ. Are they going to see each other again in the bracket?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be another round one? We don't know what's going to happen. But there you have it. Game number 1, AJ's 250 to 97. Welcome, CA United, to the 100-point club. That is a free premiumship membership, AJ.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
You know, although it was spectacular for Smart Omega to grab the victory away from Blacklist International Ultimate finally at Garena Masters Season 2, what will be even more spectacular is Blacklist Ultimate turning things around and taking the throne right back when we do go ahead to see them at the playoffs of Masters 3, right? Because that's a LAN event. That's a totally different story. The energy, the vibe that will be at that stadium is just going to be on a whole other level. So excited to catch that, Jericho. But going back to this matchup here, you know, it's really painful because I love CA United. I love the spirit of these players. I love their characters. I love how they take those gunfights out there on the battlefield, but they have just been outclassed by Blacklist International Ultimate on this Summit map.
Yeah, just straight up, it's Blacklist. Very much that is what happened. That is the story of the game, AJ. I mean, you look at the MVP, the head-to-head 10, 21 to 16, and you have 3 players from the side of Blacklist, all at 31, and everyone's just positive, AJ. For the side of C8, I mean, if you have a player like Ange, 8 and 27, you're not going to last long in this hardpoint, AJ.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, once again, it wasn't like CA United was making big mistakes in terms of the rotations. They were focusing on breaking the spawns. They were focusing on the right rotations. They were waiting. They were playing it patiently. But it's the gunfights department that they were failing at, and that's not something that you can fix overnight. Neptune, your thoughts on what could have been the difference maker on the side of CA United, buddy?
Yeah, the difference maker has been pointed out already throughout the cast. It's just winning the gunfights. Because if, yes, Blacklist International Ultimate really knows how to flip the spawn in games like Hardpoint, if you win gunfights, you will prevent them from doing that. The spawn traps as well as the flipping spawns. And that is what Yato did earlier. I mean, moving over to the far side of the map just to make sure that C8 United will be spawning on the other side, giving them that P3 to their advantage. And it's just the same old story every time they jump into the hill. It's just the gunfights really that that made a great difference, or that could have made a great difference in this battle for C8 United. But there you have it. We have the first match of the series. This is Hardpoint that ended on a 250 to 97. And what Coach Jay mentioned, welcome to the club of the 100 club there is. But this is raid right now, search and destroy, that we are going to jump into. When we pointed out earlier that there's a chance from the previous match, hopefully it will be showing right now between these two teams. So casters, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Neptune. Hopefully, CA United does a lot of soul searching, but the one thing I know is Blacklist International Ultimate is going to be destroying AG and J, but both dropping those players. The numbers advantage to the side of C8 United, though. Great big engagement. Toy gets taken out of the equation. The numbers all of a sudden all equal. FDX alongside AG, both sticking together here, Jericho, as they rotate around towards that basketball court.
Yeah, I believe AG should have lost that gunfight, but
Yeah.
Ay, Toy, I can help you if you need some help. 1:15, 1 minute and 15 seconds. Bomb's gonna go down, and CA United, no awareness of the rotation. I mean, they should have rotated earlier, but okay, maybe Blacklist, they want to go forward and be. And I like this. They can isolate one player, which is Kookie here. But with that sniper, the timing is gonna be very, very important here. If he just peeks at the rim, I think he has the timing dropped here. Kookie, he has to look at a lot of angles. Not the best place to be in, but he might just get taken down here. And there you go. That's the one. AG he's gonna get that kill in the round where CA was supposed to win. It's looking like it's gonna be Blacklist. Another rotation from them. Look at them just running around the whole map, and this is how you play. This is how pros play, and this is a lot of mind games here, AJ.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you got to keep your opponents guessing at those S&Ds, and it's just been so frustrating to see some of those teams just take straightforward strafes into those bomb sites and try to get that plant very carelessly, and usually they get caught out, right? AG, on the other hand, will finish off G. A little poor in terms of response out of C8 United, but they are second-guessing themselves. This is not the kind of C8 United we used to see at the previous Garena Masters here, Jericho.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great plays coming through from the side of Blacklist. They are the champs. They have a reason why they're champs here. And FDX with the sniper. Look at this. Yato, it's a 4-man push. Beautiful snipe from FDX. Spots the second one as well. Will get tagged up, but here comes Joshua on the flank, though. He does get one, but Joshua gets traded out, and just like that, Ron gets scared as well. It's gonna be a 3 versus 3 now, AJ. Player over at that kitchen gets pistol whipped. It's gonna be Cookie now. Does he spot this player again? Another episode of Cookie versus Timing. He gets Timing, wins again. A minute 25, AJ. And it's going to be a flank from the back. FDX and AG trying to fight Ron out, but now everybody is isolated. Everybody has their 1v1s here. Ron, unfortunately, prematurely fires that. Cookie gets AG as well. Now Bomb is down. 2 versus 2. Has it engaged as well. Ron spots him, gets that kill. And that's all up to FDX in a 1 versus 2.
And FDX, if anybody can secure this, it's going to be him. Picks up the sniper. Can he catch out the 2 players on the side of C8 United? It's all going to depend on this rotation. Both players off the side of C8 United. Inside of Central Garden. FDX misses the first shot, but it's a game of numbers. Peacekeeper makes quick work of him. Great round pulled back by C8 United. They just need to stay focused here, Jericho, because I mean, we're talking about Blacklist International Ultimate. At the end of the day, even if you've got all of your strats fine, you know, in terms of guaranteed rotations for your side, you know exactly what every single member needs to do. But the execution of those plays out there on the battlefield will get so much more tougher when you go up and take on a team that is so skilled like Blacklist International Ultimate. Boy, great angles held on here, but he's going to be in trouble now. Look at the numbers from the side of Blacklist.
Yep. Oh my God, he just gets melted by the KSP. Look at that. That is the power of the KSP. AJ gets that first blood now. It's now Cookie gets AG, FDX gets Joshua. Cookie just walking in alone. You don't want to do that. You want to work as a team to play that retake. A very, very interesting play there from him. And now 2 versus 3. AJ Bomb should go down. The nade's going to come through from the side of G.
Nice.
Does he get that nade? No, he gets naded by Skurd. And just like that, Ron, 1 versus 3. What could go wrong did go wrong, AJ.
Bro, he threw a nade and he died from a nade. That was just the most epic death I have seen in a long, long time. Ron doesn't have much of an option here. He's taking on 3 Supreme players from the side of Blacklist International Ultimate. He's got one of the guns that can get it done at this meta. But unfortunately, against the numbers of Blacklist Ultimate, that's just not going to be a good one. 2-1, Blacklist pulls a single round back.
I mean, it's just the adjustments from Blacklist. They lost that second round. They went through and just adjusted properly. Now we do see them 2-1. Here comes more nades coming through, but look at the aggression coming in from C8. They're going to do this 2-1-2. A double mid stack, actually. This might get them a kill here, but number 5, Ron, again, slowly getting into that art room, and A is going to be very, very clear here, and I feel like Blacklist, they've heard them. They have the information. Now here comes the push. Number 4, though. Cookie with that sniper. Can he get anything? Yeah, just sneaky. Gets the first one as well. And there's going to be a fight in zigzag. Jabin gets Toy as well. 1 by 1, they fall. AJ. There's going to be Cookie. He's going to get taken down as well. And just like that, 5 versus 2. Bomb is going to be planted.
5v2. If the players of C8 United couldn't really pull off much earlier on, it's just so much more difficult, right, Joshua? Has got the whole game in hand. Let's see it. See what he can pull off here. Peacekeeper shut down. Skirt taken out of the equation. It's still 4v2. The numbers not on the side of C8 United, but they've got time to work with here. 30 seconds. Although not too much. Yato takes Joshua out of the equation. Things get so much more crazier. FDX drops the final player, and Blacklist Ultimate. This just looks way too easy for them, Jericho.
It's just, they're just playing, they're toying around it, and now they're just pretty much doing everything. They're just freestyling, adjusting on the fly, and C8, they're just, if they're defending, I feel like they just really slow it down. Let Blacklist come to you. But unfortunately, they just want to keep on going, putting that aggression. There you go, Ron. He's going to be very aggressive again. And he gets taken down by Scribbin to FHJ. You don't see that every day. And just like that, 5 versus 4 again, AJ. Now they have to fill up a lane for the side of C8. And another pusher here. Toy finally gets scared though, but more players. He gets 2 in a row. That's what you need. Back off now. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 3.
Yeah, fantastic call by Toy to reposition himself. But I don't want to see him taking this push. They've got the angles all locked down. They are the defensive team. They just need to play this safe, right? Cookie spots out a player. He's got the angles all locked down. He just needs to play the game of patience. But look at Rodman. Just goes in for the prone. Jabin, apologies. Goes in for the prone, repositions, gets out of danger spot. And with the bomb, Blacklist International Ultimate now trying to rotate over towards that B bomb site. Let's see what they pull off here, Jericho.
Let's see what they can pull off here. There's going to be one player in middle. They're all just setting up. They're not pushing through anymore. They've learned their mistakes here. But FDX are looking. They're letting FDX do his thing here, trying to find a pick for them. So far, no avail, but Joshua almost gets tagged up there. Nothing yet. AG in the middle as well, pushing through. Toy, aggressive. Is he going to pay for this? The timing's unreal, and FDX shuts him down. That's going to be a 3 versus 3. Spots another one, though. They have the information. I think they're going to force this. They're going to force this push here. And here we go. The push through kitchen. Jabin gets that player. Now it's going to be a 3 versus 2. 1 by 1. They fall, AJ. No trades from the side of C8.
My God, you don't want to see that, man. Joshua, but he pulls one back. But FDX will equalize him out as well with a secondary. Cookie, final player left for the side of C8 United. Let's talk a little bit about that FDX snipe early on, right? That quick scope was just...
Nasty.
Unnecessary, man. It's just too much. Too much. Blacklist International Ultimate. They wrap up round number 5. It's 4-1. And it looks like no matter what the players of C8 United try against Blacklist Ultimate, it just doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, nothing's just working for them right now. I mean, even though they're getting the first picks and everything, once it comes down to the slow pace, Blacklist, they always come out on top. Those things can happen. If you're Toy, you already know they saw you there, but you still want to force it, and that's what happens to you. But now they're going to try to go for this rush. Yato gets Toy. Toy says goodbye again, and this is going to be another free plan for the side of Blacklist. And look at the side of C8. They're just trying to get all these angles to get into a 1v1. Play with your teammates. Challenge together instead of trying to go 1v1.
Okay. Good positioning. Just needs to play this a little patiently. G catches Kurt off guard. Joshua still has got the safe room locked down. G takes that second kill on Yato as well. The numbers advantage to the side. No, it's all equal actually. The bomb planted now. 40 plus seconds to play with. Ron just has to lock down his angles. But FDX with the backstab, he's just going to be the difference maker for the side of Blacklist Ultimate. But Ron spots out, calls out his play. But FDX once again, that quick scope, bro. You got to calm down, FDX.
You gotta calm down with the quick scopes, but now it's gonna be 3 versus 2 though. AG, G gets taken. That's all to Joshua with the head glitch though, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna get ripped off the heady. And just like that, AJ, 5-6. Now we switch sides, and I just feel bad for C8.
But FDX is blowing my mind, bro. I think I need to pull back the title of best sniper in the Philippines before we move on to the playoffs, because FDX is really playing it on a whole other level now against C8 United. FDX, can he get another one? 2 wall banks coming through. Nothing to capitalize on, but he stays patient, waiting for the players of C8 United to push on up. We'll be able to get some information. That Flash doesn't get the hit mark, so doesn't know if or not any players are right behind this wall here. Cookie slides through. FDX not in a position to catch him off guard. But look at this guy being cheeky.
This guy's just very cheeky. He wants to go for it, but so far nothing yet happening with the ball bang. Yato gets Toy though. That's gonna be a 4 versus 5, and almost hits that shot as well. AJ, look at Ron. He's gonna be in that corner. He's just a little bit more, just a little bit more. He really wants to go for it, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. Do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, FDX.
Do it. Do it. The game doesn't want to give it to him, but he's still trying. But now it's still gonna be a 4 versus 5, and look how the fear instilled to the side of C8. Finally, Joshua gets the kill on AG though. That might be the opening they need. G gets Jabin. Now it's gonna be 3 versus 4 again. Now they have the numbers advantage here. FDX is still trying to get that wall bang till this day, but Yato, I guess that trade him. We're back to a 3 versus 3.
Yeah, 3 years later, FDX still going in for those wall bangs. Yato catches off guard G as he tries to penetrate through to the central garden. Cookie drops Yato. Great plays coming through, but it's just a single player left on the side of C8 United, and FDX finally bags one consolation shot towards the end of the round. Perfection. But I tell you, FDX, this brother, way too cheeky on those snipes.
Just really, really cheeky. I mean, you love to see it from the guy. He's just really on point. He's really enjoying his time here in this BLACKLIST. He's making the most out of it. Now look how aggressive he's pushing. He's gonna spot one, gets the first one, gonna get the second one, almost gets it. Gets a hit marker though, but Skirt gets the trade. Now it's back to a 4 versus 3, and this might be the last round unless C8 can pull something out of their hat. But so far, Skirt, he's gonna get tagged up. Is he gonna challenge this? Oh, come on. A little bit ego there. Doesn't matter. Yato's gonna be there. Look at this first line of defense. Yato gets taken down. 3 versus 3 now. Now, if you are on the side of C8, get your positions locked. Get over at Laundry and just play your numbers. You don't want to isolate each other. But unfortunately, number 3, the Toy, if he's going to get taken down here, this is very unfortunate for him. But look at the retake from the side of BLACKLIST. All 3 going to pillars.
Match point for BLACKLIST International Ultimate. The numbers all equal. 3 CBRs on the side of C8. And this is that matchup that they are taking. And it looks like the CBR's winning out this gunfight. KSP all down. The players of C8 United sustain their lives out there, playing the demon they know best. The CBR for saving them in that round.
Yeah, the CBR for saving them that round, but they need to do it 5 straight more, AJ, if they want to get out of this. And for BLACKLIST, just one good, solid round. They can end it right here. FTX with a sniper misses those 2 shots, but unfortunately, he's going to get pushed up, though. FTX, can he make the play, though? Yato is there for the help. Yato gets taken down, but FTX gets the trade as well, and he's 1 shot, still challenging. Last player in the middle, Skirt gets 2, and just like that, 7-2, and BLACKLIST, they take it. They get 2 maps here. 1 more to go for the control.
Oh, fantastic by BLACKLIST International Ultimate. And it looks like C8 United once again outclassed in a matchup. And moving on into control, things just get so much more difficult, right? Because we've seen the capability of gunfights out of C8 United. We've seen what BLACKLIST International Ultimate can do out there on the battlefield. And more importantly, we've seen what they can do to C8 United. And the best example is all of those engagements earlier on that we did see in that respawn match. Summit was just a one-sided game because BLACKLIST International Ultimate was just raking up kill after kill after kill when that match first started, bro. And you know, some of the rotations might have saved C8 United, but at control, the game mode is just so tough to keep up with if you are not a mechanically sound team out there. C8 United is, but against BLACKLIST International Ultimate, just like how they got outclassed earlier on, I'm afraid that might happen again here, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. And it's more of mechanical skills as well as the lives being counted down. And that is where BLACKLIST International Ultimate really had the advantage. And if that will not work to the side, or they will not work on that part of their gameplay, and I would say that would be the basics of jumping into the competition. But I know they have the mechanical skills because they were able to jump in on group stages, but going against a top teams just like BLACKLIST International Ultimate, it will not go for just at par. They need to exceed expectation to that matter. But jumping in here on moving in, some details about Search and Destroy, like it was just like a walk in the park for BLACKLIST International Ultimate right there. And I saw the team from the winner cam right there. I think they didn't even break a sweat. So no disrespect to C8 United. It's just a great team in here that they challenge. Thus, it's really, really one-sided, as we've seen from both of the maps that they played into, from Hardpoint and as well as Search and Destroy. But it's a good point as well, AJ, that you made out on Control. They really need to win those gunfights as well as break the spawns, as BLACKLIST is very, very well versed in breaking spawns and flipping them to their favor. And with the lives counting down, it will be very difficult for C8 United to go in for the fight. But well, I think as we jump into Control, any points, Coach Jay, that you can give out to C8 United as before they jump in onto the Control map?
Pretty much say a prayer and try your best to get a win here, because they've just been really struggling. And we've seen C8 United, they've beaten BLACKLIST before in Season 1. I remember just one game. It was a Hardpoint standoff. It was still 150, but I feel like BLACKLIST, they're just so hungry. Like, they just want to get through this. They want to face Omega. I think that's the big picture here that we have to look at. They're just unfortunately, C8 United, they have to go through against this team, and they need to try to win this if they want to make it over at Resorts World at the LAN.
Yeah, and there we have it. The battle continues on Control, and the casters, please take it away.
That's exactly what the players of C8 United have got in store for us. But as anticipated, it's just the town being painted with the blood of Team Yellow. C8 United goes splat on the wall. They're on a 4-kill deficit, make that 5. And as the players of Blacklist International Ultimate continue to take kill after kill, one might think that C8 United is doing a good job trying to keep the numbers all equal. But the objective is still, there. And it needs to be played with 40 seconds on the clock. C8 United needs to find a miracle rotation into one of these flags, which they still haven't found a way into.
Yeah, just haven't found any way. It's gonna be 8 live advantage. Make that 7 though. 10 gets one as well. Spots the second one, almost gets the second kill, but he's gonna be just annoying this team. He's gonna be 1 away from his Goliath. It's gonna be huge if he can get this. It's gonna be a 1v1 against Ron. He gets that kill, finally gets that Goliath, drops the Pred as well. And they hello to nothing, but it doesn't matter because his teammates are just getting all the kills, AJ. Last 10 seconds left. Can see United find a player, even get some kills here, or even hop on the point, AJ.
17-9, make that 8. C8 United not really raking up those kills in this matchup, and every single time they step up to one of those flags. Look at that. Look at the perfection of defense from the side of Blacklist International Ultimate. The timer runs out, not a single flag taken away. In fact, not a single marker placed on either side of the flag. Let's see how C8 United this time does on the defense, right? Because we knew they were going to fail in their gunfights, but can they lock onto some angles when they're on the defensive and punish Blacklist International Ultimate? Highly unlikely, but let's see, Jericho.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Second round already. Scared, trying to make a play. Spots Joshua, FTX and G, gets those first bloods for their teams. But now, as we can see, AJ, Blacklist, they're just taking their time here. They're not really trying to bash their heads in. They're playing a little bit like it's S&D. Jabin, Scared, they both get those 3 kills, 3 down. And just like that, that's the opening they need. And look at the tractor side, AJ. They're just flooding it while Jabin is getting a first 6 here over at A.
24-24, numbers all equal. C8 United trading back and forth, but look at that objective being stolen away by Blacklist International Ultimate. Absolutely brave.
Oh my God.
Oh, that hunter killer drone finds Ange as well. Yato drops G, and that A flag almost now taken away from C8 United. They keep throwing in their numbers, but Blacklist International Ultimate winning all of those gunfights halfway through. Jabin, and he is almost fully streaked up. If he gets that cluster strike, that next round is going to end before it even starts.
Yeah, before it even starts, you are right, AJ. And just like that, the first tick is going to be over at B. And they already have that. They already have an extra minute here, AJ. And look at Scar. He's going to push through on his own one-man army. He's going to try hopping on it. The Hunter Killer is going to help him as well. Probably going to get a kill. Gets the 2-piece as well. Fully streaked out. Brings out the Pred. Spots 2 players on a row. Gets 1 as well. Plus the objective. This is a GG. Round 2 already in the books, AJ. Last 2 lives. What can they do? They can just pray and just go to the next round.
They can pray for a little bit of good luck in that next round, but here's the problem, bro. They are on the offensive. It is now their duty to rip away flags from Blacklist International Ultimate. They couldn't even defend on the attack. I believe this is gonna be over before you even know it. And once again, I believe we did see that the cluster strike wasn't activated. So I guess they're safe for the time being before one of the players off the side of Blacklist International Ultimate activates that cluster strike. Rod, beautiful back-to-back kills coming through. Jin drops that Prairie, takes out 2 players. Numbers all equal. And finally, we see a little bit of effort coming through from C8 United to rip that flag away. But as quickly as they place their markers, Blacklist International Ultimate clears it away. And for anyone that's new to Control, if you guys are confused as to how this mode works and how is it possible for those markers to be cleared off, there are 3 segments on each flag. If you are halfway through capturing one of those segments, the defending team can still clear off those markers. But once you complete that segment, you can no longer clear off that marker. So that's exactly how it works. So Blacklist International Ultimate, they don't really mind losing a little bit of that control. But look at them, man. Before a single marker is lost, they hop on right back in there and they take those supreme fights, Jericho.
They just take it. And now 70-13. The drone's going to come through. They're going to spot everything. But look at number 3, though. Ange, he's going to be hopping in that B-side. But Blacklist, they don't care. If they can take down 4 of their teammates while Ange is there, they can take that any day of the week, AJ. Plus the Goliath's already in. Scared is going to try to take down G. G still alive. Finally gets taken down. And now 10 with that Goliath. This is going to be impossible for them to try to win it. But Joshua still alive here, making the play 14-5 here, AJ. He needs to find something. He can't cap anymore. He needs to get some kills for his teammates. Oh, gets that first one, but Scared is there for the trade. Last 3 lives, AJ. That's all she wrote here. Last 2, Yato. on a 5 kill spree. Make that 13 kills to his name, 6 kill spree as well. Make it 7 for the last kill. Does he spot him? Yes, he does not. FDX ends it as well. 3-0 AJ. As expected, Blacklist, they were here to dominate this day.
That was not control. That was speed run on control. Blacklist International Ultimate wrapped that up before we could even catch our breaths. Neptune, you barely got a rest, bro. Well, back.
That's okay. I mean, it's really expected right now because of what Blacklist International Ultimate really showed on that Hardpoint map. And with this lives counting down, there's really very difficult to come back from a fight in control against Blacklist International Ultimate. And CKG United really has a long way to go when every time they jump in to top teams just like Blacklist International Ultimate. And it's really unfortunate that and they have the skill, they have the potential, but going against giants like Blacklist International Ultimate, like what Coach Jay mentioned, like a lot of praying as well as practice needs to be done. But practice will be done after, and the praying, I think, has been done already, but the prayers has not yet been answered. So yeah, there we have it. A 3-0 on this control standoff and a 3-0 as well for the series. And I mean, no disrespect for CH United. They are doing well because of the adjustment that they are doing with the rotations as well as trying to prevent being caught in those traps. It just so happened the Blacklist International Ultimate are pretty well versed with their mechanical skills as well as not rushing into things. They get the positions, the angles to be able to stop them on their tracks, and that is what they've done in this game of control. But overall, anything that you like to say for the team as well as for this battle, AJ?
Yeah, condolences to CA United. We are very sad for their loss. But it's against Blacklist International Ultimate, bro. I mean, what did you expect? They were going up against Titans from the get-go. And regardless of who you are, you know, I can't really be that hard on you for taking an L against Blacklist Ultimate, right? They are one of the ultimate teams of the competition. Ripping away a single map from them is going to be difficult, let alone taking a series win. A valiant effort from the players of C8 United. But once again, I would have had a huge problem with C8 United if their strategy was off. You know, their strategy, on the other hand, wasn't off. It was quite sound. Where they were failing was when it came to the engagements on the battlefield. Once again, that's not something that you can fix overnight. Blacklist International Ultimate, I don't know what these guys eat. I don't know how they train, but they are absolutely solid with those gunfights, man. I mean, this was always going to be Blacklist Ultimate.
Yeah, and speaking of training, I'd like to pick a little bit of your brain, Coach Jay. I mean, especially like the movement as well as the performance of Blacklist International Ultimate. How do you train really for competition just like this and improve yourself same way as they've done in this fight?
I feel like you just really have to put in the time and effort. You know, you can't have a day off for the side. If you want to be on the top, if you want to be the best, you really have to put in every single hour, every single minute, learn every angle, learn every possible movement. And it's just, you need to learn from people, you know. And I feel like for C8, them losing a lot of times, we've seen them on the rise most of the times as well, but they're just digressing all the time. I feel like they need to have that stable roster because they've been switching a lot of players over and over again. And I feel like it's affecting their chemistry here because this wasn't the CA United that we knew from season 1 and season 2, AJ and Neptune. So I believe they really need to find that solid 5 players that are all dedicated to just be the best, and then I think we can see results.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, the C8 brand, they expanded very quickly, right? They brought up so many competitive teams, and we saw a lot of light shining through from this clan overall with their initial introduction into Garena Masters 1 and 2. But, you know, overall, you know, things just don't seem to be going great for them. And please correct me if I'm wrong. They are playing from individual spots, aren't they, Neptune?
Yeah, I believe so. They are playing in individual spots, and that really causes a lot of misses as well compared to what we've seen from Blacklist International Ultimate, AJ.
Yeah, and, you know, in the past, C8 United, that wasn't the case. They were always in the exact same house. They were always playing together. The level of communication, the spirit that burns like a raging fire in your heart, it's so different when you're all in the same spot, right? Which is exactly why all of these teams are fighting for their lives to get to that LAN event, to move on into that ballroom at the Resorts World Manila to play against each other, because the kind of fire that you get at an event like that, is like no other, right? But unfortunately for C8 United, they've got to go through titans like Blacklist International Ultimate to earn an opportunity to play at the playoffs. I just feel bad for them because this group is really not the kind of group I would want to sit down in, man.
Yeah, I mean, I also like to point out and go back to the point of Coach Jay, we're in chemistry really work. And that's where we started off with the conversation when we talked about Blacklist International Ultimate. Like everyone else in there, apart from FDX, have been in there in competition, and they have been working well so far. And with the addition of one who was able to mold himself towards the team, really made it well for this battle. But for C8 United, it's also a good point if they can get the solid, stable team, as Coach Jay mentioned, because chemistry at some point for some teams or some people are easy, especially if in the same mindset or wavelength. But for those who have been coming from different like walks of life as well as different teams as well, getting different strategies, it will only work if your mindset are the same. And changing over like every time, every competition, it rattles the cage. It changes. It brings in chaos, I would say, in a mindset, because you have been put away from what you have been used to, and it's very, very difficult to break, especially for those who have a specific like specific roles and then putting in a different role because you just want to be part of this group. And hopefully for the teams, the formation of teams or viewers out there who are forming a team, and tenure within a team should be one consideration that you can get, as well as how well each other is going. And I'm pretty sure these guys are friends and they know each other well, but in the battlefield, they just need to play with one mind, one body, and one soul, if I must add, because that really is the goal of a team. When you jump in there, you should be moving as a one, like, as a one member, not just like 5 members out there. Like, I don't know. I'm just spilling that out because
Take it
that's
a step
what I
further,
feel for a
Neptune. You're
team.
going to get all of them married. But jokes aside, right? This is the best, one of the best teams here, right? And if it wasn't for Smart Omega and that ridiculous sweep that they did at the grand finals for Garena Master Season 2, they would still be the best team. And the only outlier is Smart Omega. That's why I cannot wait to see that re-engagement. I cannot wait to see exactly what happens when they do have that rematch, whether or not it's going to be consistency out of Smart Omega or just Blacklist International Ultimate showing them that was just one day of weakness, but it wouldn't last for long. And, that's the kind of quality Blacklist International Ultimate has been showing throughout the whole of the group stages. And, the one team that has been able to make any sort of difference against them has been VVV.
Yeah, I mean, and that win from Blacklist International Ultimate really changed the perspective on how perfect Blacklist International Ultimate could have played this game. But there you have it, guys. That is the end of the 3rd series, and we are going to jump into the 4th series later on. But as usual, we are going to go for a break. Go away, right back.
Yeah, I know. Ugh, great. They're out there having fun, and I'm stuck here, fixing this crap. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, here goes nothing. Yes! It's working! Guess what? Time to kick some ass. Nailed it! Nice! Yeah!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for flying Call of Duty Mobile Airlines. Beware of enemy fighter jets. We got a lot of news today and expect a chance of anti-air missiles. Most importantly, stay safe and enjoy the new season of Call of Duty Mobile. To the skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Garena Mass Season 3 brought to you by Garena Call of Duty Mobile. And on the caster's desk, I am Neptune the Gem Garcia, your host for tonight, together with these amazing casters, the Mustachio AJ and Jericho. And so far, we have seen two series. We missed one because it was conceded for the side of ACNO FINESSE. But for this next one, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts about this two teams, CKG Legacy and VVV ESPORTS. One that is new to, I would not say to the scene, but one with a great reputation as well. I started with you, AJ. And what's your thoughts about these two teams?
CKG has shown us that they've got a lot of promise, right? I mean, it was a shocking victory that they took over VVV when they met at Hardpoint Raid, but we also saw out of VVV because I think they managed to piss off very, very Vici and VVV kind of thrashed them in the S&D. But once again, CKG went the distance. I mean, we saw Control being pushed all the way into round number 5, which is quite a either teams are good on Control or they're bad on Control. And this was not the case when CKG took on VVV. Those matches got really, really close. So I think CKG might have a good opportunity in here. But if you look at the VVV, it is their gunfights. It is their statistics out there on the battlefield, and they don't seem to be getting those KDs on their side, and that might just be the only problem here, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean that might be that has been the case actually from a lot of teams out here.
Yep.
And going over to you, Coach Jericho, like especially on this our format of the games, if you lose a hard point, that's very close, and I think that's what happened between these teams. What do you do? Or what's your expectation of the team, and what approach do you go in when you jump into the next mode?
I feel like, if you lose that first game, just drop it. It's fine. It was a close game, 250 to 47, but it's over. You can't do anything about it. So focus on that game number 2 and try winning it. And that's what they did. VVV, they won 1-1 to Blacklist. Unfortunately, in that control, it went down to the wire, but Blacklist, they stepped up. They had the clutch gene. But I think that's what VVV needed to do. They just need to get that one map, just one map. If they lose 2, it's fine. If they lose 3, then that's a problem. But fortunately for them, they won 1. And here against CKG Legacy, it's going to be interesting because the last time they faced here, CKG Legacy, they kind of had the upper hand there in the control. They're a great control team. But for their Hardpoint and S&D, very questionable.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you on that. But going in to a recap of the schedule, as we mentioned earlier, it was a 2-1, and Sector Zero really popped off in here. It's a different Sector Zero overall from what we've seen from this game, and this improvement that has been done that is on the right side for Sector Zero. But Huntsmen didn't stop there, being taken down on a 3-0, thus taking 1 point from this team. Now, as we look into on the second series, it was a win in their 3-win from West Point Mamba Lowkings due to default. But going back to the third series, it was just Blacklist International Ultimate overall. And that goes back to AJ's point, wherein mechanical skills and getting those kill really matters, and that is what happened, especially in respawn mode, and especially to that mode that is control, wherein a lot of teams have been struggling to really pop off that well because probably it's fairly new, and they are still getting a hold or getting a hang of moving on to that. But as we jump in on CKG Legacy and VVV Esports, back to you, AJ. Who is the member of CKG Legacy that really brings in a lot of expectation for these games?
Oh, I mean, if you're looking at a player on the side of CKG that, I've got expectations, it's Juno, right? The guy has shown us that he's absolutely supreme when it comes to some of the engagements out there on Hardpoint. He does carry the team quite well. Solid KD on S&D as well. I mean, if you think he's a hard hitter on Hardpoint, you should see how he flies around in that S&D matchup, right? CKG Legacy, he is that hard carry for their side in those S&D matches. But I mean, it's a similar situation that we've come across with the other players as well. When you've got one supreme player and the others, I wouldn't call them dead weight, but they could maybe help the team out by carrying a few more of those executions on the battlefield.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. And that is what we pointed out earlier with the other teams as well. But here we go. We are being shown the lineup of VVV Esports: Owen, Chroma, Mac, Kenshi, Yaku, and Aishi. And going to you, Coach Jay, this team has been like for a very long time. The brand itself is in there in the competitive scene. But what do you think what is the difference of them like being off from any group stages as well as a competitive scene and then going back in here? Is that really a hard transition to make?
I feel like it was a hard transition to them because, they struggled in season 1 and season 2. I believe they didn't even make it. So and them winning that youth challenge was really huge because it really gave them that momentum boost with this new lineup. Aiski, Kenshi, Mac, Owen, and Chroma. Losing Demars was a huge one as well because that was arguably their best player in the team who went to West Point Mamba Lowkings. But now I feel like with this new rejuvenated lineup, with Mac taking the reins again, I feel like this team can make it to the playoffs. But I feel like the playoff, that's where we're gonna see the struggles, and it's been the new guard, the new generation just taking over.
Yeah. I mean, quick pointer out there, right?
Ahead,
a lot
AJ.
of people, call Mac Big Mac. Just a correction. It's not Big Mac. the title given for Mr. Mac is Big Daddy Mac. So please correct that salutation when you address our dearest Mac out there. But look at the lineup of CKG Legacy, right? Once again, with Type, Azure, Clayhow, DNA, High, as well as Juno. Juno, the heavy carry of the team when it comes to the overall KDs. You see him being the hardest hitter out there as well. But many a times at those hardpoint matches, we've seen Type and Clayhow just absolutely lose their minds with the number of slays they have out there in the battlefield. But consistency-wise, Neptune, we just don't see them shining through all that too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really consistency that they need to put into, and regardless of who they're battling onto, and that is where planning comes into play. Because from what we've seen from like a lot of top teams, if they are at the loss at one point or the first few minutes of the game, you can see the adjustment that is being done, and that is Plan B being activated, and then all those plan has been laid out, and all the calls as are ready to be called out by the in-game leader. And that, I think, would be the preparation that they need to do just to make sure that they will remain consistent as well as like unpredictable at this matter. But looking at the like head-to-head MVP from CKG Legacy, this is Azure with 15.83 on the average kills, as well as 0.76 on the KD. And this is what AJ was pointing out earlier. Though this Juno is doing well in this game, but with the KD or with the negative KD that we're seeing from the rest of the teams, it really brings it to perspective that the other teammates needs to be moving up or stepping up and balance it all throughout the whole team. And that's where the point that I was so emotional about earlier comes to a point that they need to work as a team, really as one. Am I right, AJ?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. But, you know, in the group stage, you are going to have some supreme teams. You are going to have some teams struggle. And unfortunately for Group D, CKG Legacy is that group that struggles. Once again, this is the group of death, man. I mean, what are you going to expect out of CKG Legacy when they've got to take on teams like BLACKLIST, International Ultimate, and now with what they are taking on with VVV Esports? Even C8 United is quite hard to beat for the players of CKG Legacy, right? It's not an easy win that they're going to be able to rip off of any of these teams out there. And it seems like they might just be on the greatest losing end overall in this group. It is not their fault. It's just how that setup is.
Yeah, and hopefully they have the mindset, as Coach Jay mentioned earlier, that even if you get to a loss, just move on and prepare for the next game. And just in case you finish the whole series, it's just more of practicing and learning the mistakes that you have. Keep improving, similar from what we've seen from other teams. And I would like to give a big shout out to Sector Zero, really, how well they improve on this battle. But going into map mode, it is Summit that has been banned by CKG Legacy, as well as a Sparrow. And on the side of VV Esports, it's Standoff, and they took out Annihilator from this game. But the raid Hardpoint right now, over to you, Coach Jay. What would be the great tactics right here from each point or each heal as they go into this battle?
I feel like for P1, you just try to get some kills here, build some score streaks, and just set yourself apart for that P2 as well. P2 still the same from P1. Just contest the hill. Don't really, if you get a lot of time, that's great. For P3 and P4 is where your money hills are. This is where you really want to get most of the time, the chunk of the time here. This is where you want to bring out your operator skills. P5 is just it's like a cluster strike. Everyone's just gonna hop on that hill and try to get whatever they can. If you get at least like 20 seconds, that's already good enough. But I think those are the points they need to look out for, especially those AR players. Those players are using the peacekeepers as well as the light machine guns, the RPDs. Expect them to get high kills here because most of the times it's all long range.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about the guns, and to the point that AJ and Coach Jay has been pointing out earlier, like throw out MAC-10s and put in the KSPs because it is a new meta right now, and you need to be in the flow. But Speaking of the flow continues for this team. Hardpoint right now in raid between these two teams. Casters, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Neptune. The last time we saw these two teams play here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it was a victory from CKG. They managed to rip that away from VVV. Let's see if they can do it again. CKG Legacy starting off a little soft as VVV hop into the hard point, taking control of Laundry. But I love that backstab coming through from those two players. But execution-wise, isn't as neat as what you would expect it to be from the side of CKG here.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, but so far, VVV's been working pretty out in CKG. A little bit of a split push here. You don't want to do that in this P1 because if VVV has control of all the sides here, they're going to have a hard time through. But look at the back though. Number 1, Owen. He's stuck at the back here, but he's still staying up on his life, just playing his life. Unfortunately, he gets taken down. And CKG, they break the hill as well, get the spawns for P2. But if you're VVV, those 30 points, more than happy ready to get it. Now time to play for P2.
Let's see what they can get out of P2. 12 more seconds to run down on the clock, and CKG Legacy picking up all of those scrap points. This is a lot that's being released here by VVV. I don't think it's a great idea to give away so much of that scrap point to the side of CKG. They're going in here for the super early rotation, but it's not really a super important hard point in my opinion, right? Yes, you can hold on to the defenses quite well, but CKG Legacy have already proven that breaking P2 isn't a much work for them at all. But Yaku is the difference maker, manages to rotate around from the open stairs, takes that backstab and saves VVV from losing that hill, and continues on out to the other side as well, shutting down player after player. Juno, the difference maker potentially, but he fails as well. CKG trying everything and finally managing to break the hill. The players from VVV on the other hand, just a little too far, and I love the overextension coming through. The players of CKG trying to hold back VVV at Central Garden while they rip away the point, and almost at a comeback here. VVV, they have to hustle up a little bit more because CKG is showing some signs of life here, Jericho.
Showing signs of life. This is very important. 51 to 36 now. Let's see if they can keep it up. CKG, they're going to be on their rotation, and this P3 is going to be important, AJ. Ace can be the first one trying to make the play. He's going to get taken down by Azure. If you look at the map, there's going to be 4 players already spawning at P3. First engages to come to Azure. Azure going to be the first one to make the play. But VVV, they're not checking that driveway. And Azure, he's going to make like work of that, but Chroma is there for the trade. And now P3 is going to open up, and now they have some breathing room here. But can they manage to hold it down in the double kill with a trophy? How is that possible? This is called a over.
I mean, you just gotta have the worst luck in the world to get taken out by the trophy in that way, and of course lose one of your team members at the same time as well, right? Juno, Azure making great plays in here. CKG Legacy, they managed to rip away the money hill from the side of VVV, but VVV, as they spawn out of passageway, they've got the numbers to throw in, but the strategy isn't as sound. Nobody taking the backstab, nobody playing the distraction from the side of the observation deck, and look at the overextension coming here from CKG. Now this is a very interesting spot. They've got the money hill, but they are expanding a lot of players to make that early rotation through Central into basketball court, leaving one anchor player to hold on to the point, and CKG gets it, and this is that risk of giving away those free points that I talked about earlier on. CKG have the lead now, Jericho.
Yeah, they have the lead now, 75 to 65, and VVV struggling so far. That P3 didn't really go out their way, but so far Owen is here with that 6 kills, 2 kills to his name. He does have the gravity vortex to use. They're gonna break the hill. Ace-ski finally breaks it, and now they have control of the spawns, but the drone from the side of CKG, they're gonna get all that information that they need. Chroma just trying to spray it down. There are more players coming through, but VVV, the defense is there. Great plays. Juno with the purifier though breaks the hill, and just like that, CKG, they get this time, and here we go. Let's see if they can keep it up. More players from VVV trying to flood it. The stuns, the nades coming through. The gravity vortex is in as well. Kenchi, unfortunately, pre-fires the wrong corner, and now VVV, they have control. A very, very crazy hill, AJ, but now VVV, they have control.
Yaku, beautiful purifier on the play, but gets super aggressive as he takes the fight to the players of CKG who drop him. Azure brings in the purifier this time. Turns his back to the player and gets taken out of the equation. Yaku with a great shutdown, but CKG Legacy, they're not letting go of this hard point. They're throwing in number after number, and I love the overextension consistently coming through from the players of CKG, making sure they shut down the players of VVV before they can even get close to their objective player, and that's been one of the winning recipes of CKG Legacy at this hardpoint match.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Now, 101 to 82, AJ, and this is the hill that we talked about. If VVV can get at least some 20 seconds here, they're right back into the game, and so far, 3 players defending the hill. tape on your screen in Azure. They're trying to break the play. Azure going to the flank though. But look at the map. It's going to be a 3-way push from the side. Four-man push. Clayhouse is going to clean house with the dead machine as well as the KSP, and that is how you want to break that hill. And they managed to break it 108 to 96. And AJ, CKG Legacy, they want to go to this land, they want to get this victory, and they are showing up in this game 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And this is slowly turning out to be one of the weakness of VVV, playing this hard point at raid. CKG Legacy, on the other hand, playing this map to perfection. Beautiful plays from Clayhouse. That grenade, he is going to avoid it like a master and hop on into the hard point to pick up more for his team. Early rotations from the side of VVV. They're trying to lock down Laundry, but earlier on, that backstab failed on the side of CKG. Let's see if they can execute this perfectly this time around. It's a double challenge coming through. They break the first player at Laundry. They move on to take that power position, and this once again belongs to CKG. Second time around, they succeed, Jericho.
They succeed indeed, AJ, 145 to 96. And this P1, this is where VVV started off really strong now, but look at CKG, the way that they're playing. It's a different kind of team here, AJ, and I like what I'm seeing. Owen takes down Tudo. Chroma in his sights as well gets taken down. 1v1 against Kenshi, it doesn't matter. Playhouse shuts him down, but there's going to be Owen on that anchor position. He gets taken down as well. They still have control. DNA holding this power position is going to be very, very important. Gets one in a row. Can he get the second one? Kenshi gets the trade. 28 seconds left. This P1 going to the side of CKG, just slowly creeping up to that victory mark, AJ. And I like what I'm seeing there, but VVV, they need to rotate now, or do they play this P1?
Yeah, fantastic play so far by CKG Legacy. We anticipated them to take this win against VVV, and when I saw that map was going to be raid, that was a GGWP already. VVV, they haven't really found that solution against CKG Legacy just yet, but a comeback at Hardpoint, even at this sort of a dire position, isn't impossible. VVV just needs to hold on to those hard points with their dear lives. Azure once again brings in the Purifier, but wastes it as he gets super excited. He steps right into the line of fire of his opponents. Clayhouse taken out. Owen trying to secure the perimeter before hopping onto the hard point, but he doesn't have the numbers to sustain. But Gravity Vortex can be the difference maker. Type drops him from the back, and although VVV have this hard point, it's not going to be for long. Juno has got the Purifier. Yaku's going to be burned out back to the respawn, and CKG Legacy reaching that 200-point mark. Insane performance from the CKG brand.
Insane performance from the CKG brand. 200-point mark's about to happen. Juno trying his best with the Purifier. Unfortunately, range, they're not going to cut it. Yaku and Aski, they do have control of this mid, but they have to push through. Tape with that Purifier, just spraying it down. Going to be a 1v1. He destroys Aski, and this 15 seconds are going to be very, very huge. Unfortunately, he does get it. He still gets it, AJ. And now, 211 to 109. If you are CKG, just take your time. You wait for your teammates and break the hill with those operators, because again, look at VVV. One good hold is all they need, and they're going to be back in the game. Ace can be the first one to get taken down. DNA can bring out that death machine anytime now, and here we go. This comes the nade. DNA as well, getting the kills, but Yaku is there for the trade, and CKG struggling to break it because the setup of VVV very, very perfect at the moment.
Yep, solid setup by the players of VVV. Now, if CKG wants to break this perfectly, they can do one of two things: bash their heads in, or send in players for that overextension through observation deck, play a little bit of distraction, and through the respawns out of passageway, send in those numbers to overwhelm those players right behind that blue win. But CKG just bashing their heads through. Now, this strategy might not work because they're just heavily depending on their gunfights out there on the battlefield. VVV can match up, but Type goes to town, takes them all on, and he gets that backup from DNA as well. And just like that, CKG manages to break the hill just with sheer brute force.
Brute force indeed, but the game is not going to end here, AJ. There's going to be 10 more seconds left. DNA is going to get taken down, and I feel like that bait was just perfect for them because it forced VV to go back to P3. And look at the setup from CKG. They're going to go for this, and even though they bashed their heads in, VVV didn't get any streaks from that streak, from that P3, AJ. So CKG, they have control of this. This should end it here now. DNA going to be the first one to go. The wall bag's coming through. Gets one, gets two. Unfortunately, Kenshi shuts him down. The drone has come down though, but look at the back. Aski on the flank, going to take him down. And now VV, they have control. Now the comeback is on.
Yeah, this game is pretty much over if you ask me, Jericho, because of those operators as well as score streaks that the players of CKG have managed to rake up for themselves already. VVV literally need to win every single gunfight, hold on to every single hard point, and not lose a single one. And it looks like Kenshi has got that exact idea in his mind. Winning gunfight after gunfight, has got a little bit of a backup as well, and VVV taking the whole of basketball court at every single point it can offer. 230 victory as CKG breaks the hill. VVV does not want to give up. They've got the spawns all the way from that bedroom. Quite a bit of distance to travel into the basketball court. They need to take that better spawns, but time is running out.
The time is running out. Yaku is gonna get that first kill. He needs to win these gunfights. Okay, game will not end here, AJ. It's gonna be a rotation for P5. Kenshi still fighting for his side, but if you're VVV, you need to rotate now.
Yeah.
More players from the side of CKG over at Pool's side. Azure gets 2 in a row, and now you have to win every single gunfight here. 1 second till the hill pops up, and there you go. CKG, they don't have control. DNA gonna wait for his teammates as well, and they're all gonna be spawning at kitchen as well as basketball court. If you are CKG, just take your time. One good push is all you need. Owen gets 2, and now it's gonna be 3 players inside. Azure trying to make the way here. Tape as well, and now the bash from the head. Not really working, but Clayhow from the back gets 2 though, but Juno is still here, and they just have to wait for each other. Stop pushing one by one.
I mean, CKG, terrible play towards the end of this matchup. They're just trying to rush this process. You cannot rush it. Like you said, Jericho, they just have to wait for those numbers and push it together as one unit. Overextension coming through from Azure. Great difference maker. He can be for the side of CKG. He just needs to sustain his life. But once again, the players of CKG engaging one by one, turning this into a Bollywood show. And they are just allowing BBB to shut them down one after the other. Great fights. Time
1v1.
takes those 2 players. And that's it. I know the fight's still on for BBB. 5 more seconds. They still sustain. This is very, very reaching for you. But with that early rotation from the side of
Here we go.
CKG, no challenge can come through. They've locked down all those angles.
Yeah, they have to go. This is it. The big gunfight. Ace, he's gonna get taken out by number 1. Number 1, he has to hop on the hill. You have to hop on the hill, but Clayhow in the corner of Art secures it. But that was such a sloppy hardpoint, AJ. CKG, they need to clean it up. Stop bashing your heads in. But for VVV, you don't expect them to fall in a map wherein they are actually favored to win.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, when you take this matchup, this is just history repeating itself, right? The last time we did see them go up against each other at Hardpoint Raid, CKG did take the win, but VVV very quickly reversed out that result and took the series win by bagging firing range S&D as well as takeoff control. But CKG, with what they have done here today, they have just proven that they are quite supreme when it comes to the strategy of Hardpoint as well as Raid. Towards the end of that match, I wasn't a huge fan of CKG, man. They were just bashing their heads through, trying to get that win, desperate for those few points to close that matchup off. But, you know, that was a risky play because that's exactly where VVV slowly started raking all of those points to make a comeback. And, you know, push comes to shove, a few extra mistakes there by CKG. If at all score streaks were available for VVV, that would have been game over. That would have been the biggest upset in CKG's run so far in the competition. But thankfully, that didn't happen, right? They had the early rotations. They locked down all of those angles very smartly. They knew exactly what was needed. But even then, we managed to get through to the hard point, bro. Thankfully, there was the numbers game available for CKG. They managed to take the win. But Neptune, at any point of time, did you think that VVV could make a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, towards the last part, I think CKG Legacy just got excited because of the few points that they needed to win that game. And they lost the composure in there, trying to go in one at a time, trying to challenge it. And that is not how it worked from the earlier parts of the game.
Yeah.
So far, from the earlier parts of the game, it was VVV doing the earlier rotations, and everyone from CKG Legacy is just pushing in as one. And that is when they win the contention. But at that point, I mean, it was just at loss. They were just at loss, struggling for that few points. Thus, it was very close. But I would say if that score was like 20 away, that could have been a loss for CKG Legacy. It's a good thing that it was that close to that target. Thus, they took that game at this point. But going in, so we've completed that hard point already, and as Coach Jay, let's forget about that. We have one game that is search and destroy that might turn it around for this team. So, casters, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Neptune. As we open up S&D, let's all say a short prayer for CKG Legacy, because the last time they took on BVV at firing range S&D, we saw Mac blow his top off and Kenshi go to town with all of these players. They took a 7-1 win over CKG. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. CKG, they've got a good opportunity here with Juno taking that first kill. The numbers game not really to their advantage as they lost Azure a little bit earlier on. The bomb already inside, but Juno in time hit hard. Bomb not planted just yet. Insane opportunity for CKG to wrap things up.
It's all up to Owen in a 1 versus 4. He gets taken down, and that play from CKJ was just absolutely perfect. And for the side of VVV, I mean, yes, you cleared it out, but you're not holding the angle where the enemies can get you from the bomb. So a little bit too early there for my liking, AJ. And Juno, 3-0, 3 kills in that round. Huge kills from CKG, and I feel like this is just a different kind of CKG now, AJ. And Kenshi takes down Juno now. Their top frag, they'll get taken down, but here comes the play from VVV. A little bit slower over at A side, just getting information. You do get some stun checks, but here comes the snipe. Owen just spraying and praying, hoping he can get something, but Kenshi gets one, and Yako gets the second one as well. 5 versus 2. Pretty fast adjustment from VVV.
Yep, VVV now. Beautiful play so far. Mac, as he trails around the players of CKG. Both of them catch him off guard. The number's still not on the side of CKG. Although Type takes ace key out, the bomb's been planted already, and the players of VVV, they've got all of these angles locked down. DNA tries to circle around with the RPD in hand, just a little slow. Owen drops him like it's hot. Type, on the other hand, has got the KSP, turns around the corner, meets Ace-Key, shuts him down. Opportunity for the player of CKG to get a clutch here. It's a 1v1. Owen, as he strafes around, KSP for the win, and CKG survives that. But the seconds on the clock, 6 seconds, perfect for the defusal. CKG bags this.
Wow, I don't know what happened to VV there. They were up 4 versus 2, AJ.
Yeah.
A little bit overzealous with the push there. You know, you saw Mac, a little bit of overextension towards that C-Dom. Will get taken down, and that's what you not want to do if it's S&D. If you have the numbers advantage, just hold it down. Get the bomb down, play it safe. A little bit of a rookie mistake there from the veterans off the scene, which is VVV.
The last time, 7-1 was the scoreline to VVV. But CKG immediately breaking that sort of a possibility by taking the first 2 rounds. A lot of improvements shown by CKG. Clayhouse shuts down Ace-Key. That's a big opener, but Kenshi trades out DNA. Azure spots a player, but information might have been given away already. Owen just staring down at the angle that Azure is in. Kenshi backing him up as well. This is a big one if Azure can win this fight. But 3 players know exactly where he is, and Mac is on standby here, Jericho.
Yeah, Max on standby. He's going to engage it. They know he's here now. Max is going to get tagged up, makes him one shot, but nice. Yaku is there for the help. And now it's going to be 3 versus 4. But Bomb is down. So CKG, they do have the advantage here. Unfortunately, if Juno pushes... Yes, you do not want to do this. You're just slowing it around now. Now it's just going to be a 2 versus 4. But Playhow, what that sniper can definitely make the play here. With Bomb being down on the site, he can try to use his nade here. Still has a nade here. But number 3, that's going to be Tape. Can he make the flank? But unfortunately... Now VV has learned their lesson. Now they're just holding it down, and this should be a round for them unless another miracle could come out.
Clayhal, the angles are good. He's trying to engage with Mac, but Mac staying prone the whole time, not engaging at all. Type has the KSP, needs to turn the angle sharp, but look at Owen, man, still just waiting for him, but Clayhal finally backs in. White warehouse for the play. The defenses of BVV all stacked up inside, and Type has got no angle. Kenshi drops him as Yaku takes Clayhal out of the equation, and BVV secure 1 round. Potentially, the stake could come back.
Yeah, they can make a comeback, 7-1. AJ, probably 7-2. We don't know. But now, let's see what happens here in this next round, round number 4. And I feel like VV, they've adjusted, a little bit of a rookie mistake there at the start. Now, look at them just holding it down. Nades are being thrown. Utos are being used as well. So far, CKG, a little bit slower now. No one's really that aggressive anymore. Kenshi with that snipe, misses 2, misses 3 as well. Owen gets Juno, though. DNA gets Ace-Key, but look at number 4 on the flank. Azure, he gets 1. He's going to get traded out by Mac, and just like that, we're back to a 3 versus 3 again, with Bomb being down at A.
Opportunity for CKG still to rip this away. They have got Type, the KSP in hand. Clayhow, that long-range engager, has got the sniper waiting for the players of VVV to take the fight to them. The Bomb just beyond that one small little board. Kenshi, that sniper, will be the biggest difference maker on the side of VVV, awaiting DNA and his head to pop out, and Kenshi wallbangs DNA to the next round. Amazing sub by VVV, and now they've got the opener for that A side. Moving on in for the bomb plant. Look at the overextension from Mac, being such a nuisance, catches the back of Clayhow, and that's it. The round is all over. Type has the KSP, goes in for the slide. Mac gets bagged, but Owen trades him out. Insane plays for VVV, and that's it. All equalized.
All equalized indeed. 2 in a row for VVV. Let's see if they can keep it up. Kenshi with that beautiful snipe, 6 kills to his name. HK with 0 though. Arguably one of their best S&D players, really struggling right now. And CKG tape with 7 and 3. But can they translate it to more rounds? He's just getting kills after kills, but they're not winning the rounds. Here comes VVV again, another push. Build the bomb, get dropped again on the A side, but it looks like it's not going to be the same story as they push together as a team. Now bomb is going to go down. Now it's going to be equal 5 versus 5 AJ, but look at number 4, Azure. Over at jungle, he can definitely make the play here. And Juno as well. He spots Aski, but he gets taken up by Mac. Mac gets to the Mac attack coming in here. And now it's going to be the guy in the flank. Owen takes down Azure. It's all up to DNA in a 1 versus 5. He takes down 1. And Mac is going to get those 3 kills, AJ. The Mac attack is back.
That's why he's called the Big Daddy Mac. He just rules the battlefield. Absolute insane player when it comes to S&Ds, and VVV can always count on him. But you know, the greatest showing here for the players of VVV is the fact that Aski can just play those objectives and not bother about taking down the players of CKG in any of those rounds and still sustain out there on the battlefield.
That is true. They did, but now the B push. Remember that's what happened in the first round. They lost it. Aski gets that first kill. He gets right up by Azure. Azure just has the stun, gets 2 in a row, almost gets the 3rd one. I think he's going to go for it. He is 1 shot. No quick fix. Juno is there on the flank. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 4, but Mac gets 1. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 2. 1 versus 2 is off the Mac, but Azure is there with the 1 burst. He takes him down, and CKG tie it up 3-3.
Fantastic, 3-3, and this is the kind of fight back we want to see in the double round robin setup. And the adjustment that CKG is bringing through is absolutely solid, man. I mean, when we took a look at the numbers earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we did mention the fact that based on their previous engagement, it is very possible for CKG to turn things around and grab that victory. But Mac, once again, got Nate this time around just to give that numbers advantage to the side of VVV. And they just lock on all of those angles. Attacking side of CKG can't really step on up, but Yaku, great strides, shuts down DNA with that backstab and immediately disengages and sends Mac instead for the attack type. Oh my god, they're just going back and forth like a seesaw, confusing the players of CKG and taking the advantage.
Taking advantage indeed, and Mac almost gets Juno, but the nade is there. He might take himself out, but Yaku is there with the kill. Aski gonna go in to take down Clay Howe, and now VV, they take control of this S&D with 1 round advantage. Let's see if they can keep it up. So far, it's just been a back and forth. Can CKG answer back, or will VVV take the next round? Let's take a look at this round. Now on the offense for the side of CKG, they had a little bit of stalemate on their first offensive side.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna go for a slower approach again. Let this sniper do their thing, but the wall bang! Owen gets the kill. DNA, can he get the second one? Stop shooting though. But just like that, the numbers advantage go to the side of VVV within 15 seconds.
I came, I saw, I wallbanged. Owen, this insane player. 100 mag. Oh, that practice joke about Clay out. Drops him like his heart. Beautiful response. Numbers all equal now. I love this matchup between these two teams, man. Super exciting.
Super exciting. Okay, I saw another wall bang. But now 4 versus 4. Look how aggressive Yaku was. Trying to get some kills here. But so far, nothing's going to happen yet. CKG, they need to find another pick here, but everyone from VVV is going to be set up. It's going to be Mac and Yaku over on that side. Yaku almost gets taken down, runs away with his life. But Kenshi still trying to find something. They're just really waiting, and CKG, they can't really find anything as well. But as Kenshi spots that player, gets that information. Now, if you're CKG, do you want to push through A, wherein there's only one player, which is going to be Aski? I feel like they can just barge into A, play that bait and switch, AJ, but unfortunately, they're still looking for some spots to go through.
Clay Howe. Angles all available to lock down, but as Type steps on out, a super aggressive Aski bags a kill, turns it around, takes Juno out of the equation as well. Aski on another level right now. But one player already got traded out earlier on Omen, but Clay Howe drops Yaku just to bring those numbers a little bit closer. It's a 2v3, but very possible as Azure plants the bomb. They wait for the push to come through, but Clay Howe spotting out the wrong angle. Aski shuts down Azure. It's all up to Clay Howe now. Quickscope does not connect. He repositions, but there's not going to be a fake. Oh, beautiful shutdown. Kenshi taken out. Quickscope will not bag him as Mac cleans it up. 30 seconds to go. Too easy for VVV.
Too easy for them. It could have been a clutch for the side of Clay Howe, but unfortunately, Mac and Aski, as soon as Mac saw his teammate fall down, he helped him immediately, and that is what you want to see. Great response from them. 5-3, AJ, and it's looking like VVV. They're slowly taking that momentum, sucking the life out of CKG. Let's see if they can bounce back here in this round number 9. Here comes Kenshi and the boys of VVV. They're pushing this. They're gonna go for it, and Kenshi gets one with a wall back. Owen gets another one. I believe he's getting hit markers, but Mac missing some shots here. But Aceki's there on the flank. He gets taken. He gets 2 in a row. But Clayhow and Tape, they're gonna be stuck here. And unfortunately, Clayhow with the L-car gets 2 in a row. Unfortunately, almost get the 3rd one. I don't know why I was looking at AJ. The production was trying to go as fast as they can. All I see was bodies falling.
Yeah, I mean, that was just perfection by VVV Esports, right? Just switching it up there for a round. I don't think they're going to get super aggressive again, but, you really need to mix it up sometimes just to catch your opponents off guard. And after playing so many of those rounds defensively, just holding on to those back angles, they just go super berserk with the overextension. And look at them this time, super disciplined, but CKG try to hold those back lines as well, not wanting to step forth, anticipating yet another rush from VVV. But no, you're not going to catch VVV make that mistake. Now, they switch it up once again. The kind of angles that they hold on to 2 players inside of White Warehouse can be the difference maker. Just one single guy in the name of Owen with the RPD.
Oh my God.
Holding down that angle. Kenshi just goes insane. Clayhow and Juno taken out. Make that DNA. Can he get an ace for himself? Kenshi wants to stand up against FDX and get the title of best sniper for himself, but Ace drops type. Kenshi! That's 4 kills in this round. Come on, Azure.
I mean, not come on, production, stay on Kenshi. We didn't see that snipe. Now we're not going to see it anymore, but it's going to live in our memories. But great answer back by VVV. A great S&D team, AJ. The respawn's been a very, very questionable thing, AJ. Hopefully they can bring it back in control. But a great answer back. 7-3, AJ, not 7-1.
I mean, we looked for improvement, and improvement we did get from a CKG, but VVV, they've proven once already that they do master and dominate that S&D at firing range, right? Wasn't going to change. But now, moving into control, it's a totally different map in comparison to Takeoff. It went all the way to a match number 5. Let's see if that happens again. But Neptune, your thoughts on Kenshi hitting the 13 on this S&D, buddy?
I mean, it's great gameplay coming from Kenshi. I mean, no one else will be able to do that from this team. But I'm really surprised as to well CKG has improved in here. And I think the factor of playing the same map has brought in that gameplay from CKG. They have a chance to study the mistakes that they've done, but it's only up until round 4 when VVV tied it up that it just went their way. But it's still great effort for CKG right here, and hopefully with what they're doing in learning from their mistakes as well as studying the enemy, they might be able to go to a different lens if they continue improving at this point. But it is what it is. As we've seen, it's 7-3 compared to the 7-1. This is a better gameplay from a CKG. But as we mentioned, we are just waiting for control to happen right now. In a bit, we're going to see the result. But for control, because of the change in map, it might also be a change of pace for this team. But looking at the scores right now, it's tied 1-1 at this point for the series, and jumping into slums. And I think that's not domination. That would be control. So that will be corrected later on. We've seen one of a few games already in slums. And I'd like to ask you, Coach Jay, what would be the factor that really puts the favor to one side when you jump into the slums map?
I feel like it's just, I think the defensive side's easier, definitely easier for Slum's side, because the first point, which is going to be blue, it's going to be very easy to capture. But the garage one, where you go in, the engagements in graveyard as well as front bricks, those are the things that you already have to look at, as well as the flank. But the flank is really hard because if you just put Owen over at that fountain with the RPD, it's pretty much a one-man sentry gun with that cooling compressor attachment. It's going to be really hard for any of these teams to make the offensive round really good for them. So I feel like VVV starting off that defensive side, if it's going to go to the distance, they may be able to bring this home.
Yeah, that's a good point in there. And we are looking at a 2-1 in here, similar to the first instance from that these teams has fought it off. But AJ, I know we've pointed out a lot from CKG and VV Esports. Do you think there's a chance that CKG will be able to take this back against VV Esports?
Absolutely, man. There is a strong chance here, but we haven't really seen them, really pop off at Slum's control just yet, right? But they've shown us signs of life. They could push VVV all the way into a round number 5. The last time they did encounter each other at control. So let's see if or not they can do the exact same thing, but this time end up being the one that take the 3. But it's just all VVV right now on the kill pin. Neptune will catch up with you in a little bit. Things are getting a little hot here as Owen as well as Chroma going for the overextension. They're just taking it to the players of CKG here, Jericho.
Yeah, this is like a revenge game from that Hardpoint. Owen and Yaku with 3 kills already, 28-22. Owen gonna get down third, but unfortunately he's gonna get taken down by Juno, but that's just like their 3rd life in it, and now 6 life advantage. Make that 5. Yaku trying to make that spawn trap work for him. Spots 1. The KSP is also an AR, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, and also a close range weapon. That's gonna be 3 kills for Yaku, 3 in a row for him, making it 4 in a row, trying to make it 4. But look at this, is VVV just really doing great in this Slums control. And for the side of CKG, yes, we said they were a great control team, but not in Slums.
Sure. Let's see what he can pull off here as the players of VVV just lock down all of those angles, just shutting down player after player out of CKG, who's coming in for the attack. VVV, they really are outclassing their opponents. 20 seconds to go. CKG hasn't made any headway, apologies, on any one of those angles. A and B flag, both untouched with 14 seconds to go. Finally, the timer is on pause, but just like that, the players fail. And I love the strategy from VVV, right? Overextend into Memorial, drop into Archers, try to spawn trap them, but that's also going to play as a huge distraction. And as the players double back down to take that overextending player out of VVV, they're just failing to put their markers onto the B flag. And this was the game of VVV Esports, and CKG kind of just played right into their trap there.
Yeah, that is true. But now, switch of sides. Can CKG do the same thing, or will VVV get some points off this offensive side? But because looking at the way that CKG played the offense there, they were a little bit scared there, AJ. They were playing too much for their lives. No control, no mid-map control, no presence whatsoever. Now let's see if they can do it. And Yaku, he's going to be controlling Fountain. And look at that. Just like that, AJ. Already hopping on that B side. And they're playing like it's S&D, AJ. CKG. I don't know what's the strategy here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much of a strategy here on Slums as they're moving on in, trying to defend that B flag from afar. That's never going to work. None of the players going in for the overextension, but also you have to give credit where credit is due to Very Very Vici. The main reason why CKG cannot go in and protect that B flag is mainly because of the overextensions that are being played here by VVV. Attacking them at Memorial, keeping the players at Garage a little bit busy as that B flag is ripped away, and now overextension from the side of Graves. One more gunfight to win for Kenshi, which he does, and that opens up the left-hand side of the map. And this was that flank view we're talking about earlier on Jericho.
Yeah, this is the flank that we talked about, AJ, and Kenshi's gonna be the first one here to try to make the play here, but Azure takes down 2 though, and now Owen as well. 22-21. There's a lot of time for you to work here. They don't have to rush it. They do have some operate skills to use, as well as Kenshi's Hunter Killer, I believe. So I believe they're going to try to work this out, but Owen is there to make the kill, and here comes the drone. The drone's going to give a lot of information for VVV, and they're going to try to use it perfectly. Clay Hout almost takes down Kenshi, but the defense from Yaku is there, and now they've marked everyone, and they're going to work this way out. 19-19, 19-18. Yaku here is going to be the first one, but Tape gets the trade. Chroma has that Purifier, can definitely use it if he wants to. His teammates in, here comes the push.
Yep. He needs to pull out the Purifier. If he does, that's a GG. Oh,
doesn't matter.
On us. Yor still hasn't pulled out the Purifier yet, and it will be time that brings it out and just toast the players of VVV. That could have been an easy one, but VVV, I understand the strategy here. They're trying to save it for that final round for a quick finisher, but they're just taking that bet a little bit too far, right? 13-13, the numbers all equal. One flag pulled away. VVV still has got 1 minute to play, which is quite a bit of time here, Jericho.
A lot of time to work here on the side of VVV. 57 seconds. Aski takes one down. Juno gets taken down. Yaku just gets the trade. All in all, just back and forward going. And this is the struggle of offense in control and Slums. And this is 8-11 now. 45 seconds left. You can actually play for lives here if you're VVV. But look at the setup of CKG. They have 1 player at the flank, 1 at Graveyard, 3 in the hill. 38 seconds. This could be the final push for VVV.
And I think, you know, at this point, what BVV should do is just throw all of your players for the flank, play junkyard, shut down the player number 5 that's holding on to that angle, and then take the backstep against the players of CKG. They'll never see that coming. And halfway through there, you've got the numbers to take that spawn trap as well. So if you want to play the numbers, that's exactly what BVB could have done. But they're just taking that straightforward approach straight into the homes of CKG, and they're just playing into the hands of CKG. No way BVB gets to grab this now. 2 more lives left, 20 seconds on the clock. Great defense by CKG, but I'll also have to say a little bit poor in terms of the offensive strategy from BVV. No long flanks coming through from that left-hand side of that flag, and only one guy in the name of Playhow was the difference maker, holding all of the players from BVV back.
Yeah, they're just holding it back, and there you have it. 4 lives remaining, 1-1 CKG, but that was such a hard defensive round for them. It wasn't easy for them. I feel like I could have agreed with you there, AJ. If Chroma brought out that purifier, that could have been the difference there. Yes, he got the kill, but the player from CKG, I believe it was Tape, he brought out his purifier and cleaned the house. Now it's gonna be the same, but look at this, a different kind of CKG. They want to go for this A point. This is very sketchy here, because if they all die here, this is gonna be a spawn trap. And there you go, Kenshi Yako gets 2 in a row. They have mid control now, but they're gonna hop on this A point.
Interesting setup here coming through from CKG. Yes, they win a couple of gunfights, but they're trying to go for the harder flag to control first. And, you know, it's a little difficult to execute that at slumps, right? Because of the spawns that are held on by the defensive team at Fountain. So not a lot of distance to spawn out from and then move on for the attack. Now being forced to spawn off at Laundry, and all the players of CKG need to do is just hold on to those angles, but they fail in terms of gunfight. Overextending at the very same time into the B flag. This is the kind of attacking side of CKG that I so much more prefer. Playing the distraction under the A flag and getting the job done at Broken. If they had done that earlier, we would be seeing a 2-1 right now. VVV would have been punished. Great setup from CKG to pull that B flag away. But now, let's see if they can play the advantage by taking those left-hand flanks, something that VVV did not focus on, Jericho.
Yeah, that is what they have to do. But Juno, already inside the spawn here, has a gunfight to go. But unfortunately, you can't go anywhere here. You're just going to lose a life here unless you can wait for your teammate. They do have a drone to work with. And now, but the nade's going to come through. They're going to force him out. He's still alive. Yaku on the flank. But look at Juno. He's still alive there. And there's still, he's giving out so much space for his teammates to actually push up. And Juno, he's still alive. Finally, he gets taken down. He should stay up a little bit more, but Chroma, he's gonna get taken out by Clayhow. DNA and Clayhow making a lot of work here. If you're Clayhow, just stay inside the hill. Don't go anymore with the purifier. But okay, he does make some plays there, AJ. But the cap, he could have at least capped 2 points already there. But 3 players already inside it.
Yeah, they just need to keep and sustain all of their numbers inside. Overextension coming through from the one and only CKG player. They've got one more in the name of Azure, but he steps on out at the wrong moment, brings out the purifier for the win, only gets 1 player away from the side of VVV. It's a number of attrition here, so you gotta go in for, it's a game of attrition, so you gotta go in there for the numbers, right? And it doesn't look like it's all that too well on the side of VVV. 4 life deficit, make that 3, make that 2 now as VVV slowly starts to recover their position. You know, what was working for CKG was the overextension and the distraction on the left-hand side. They're not playing that again. They're playing this a little scared once again into the hands of VVV. That's unacceptable. CKG should have a little bit more extra confidence with that flank here, Jericho.
Yeah, on this flag, and now 6-8, 40 seconds left. Here we go. Can they make the play? Juno on the back with this hold. Can definitely make the play. He's going to get tagged up, though, by a lot of players. Can he get the kill that he needs? Yes, he takes down Chroma. 4 versus 7 now. And now CKG, they have the life advantage. They can just take their time here. Clayhow takes one down, but Yaku is there for the trade. 2 versus 5 now. But here comes the Purifier, the game changer. He's going to spray down on Tape. He does get 1. Last life remaining for VVV. They can't lose a life anymore, but the nade by Juno, the god nade, has been answered by the Call of Duty gods and the heart. There you have it, Juno. 2-1 match point for CKG.
Fantastic. And now the advantage to the side of CKG as well. We talked about how this A flag is very hard, very, very difficult to rip away. And earlier on, we saw the weakness of VVV Esports as well. Not going in for the overextension caused them. Hopefully, they do not make that same mistake again. Sending out 1 player for the defense is the side of CKG. Juno just holding onto the B flag. Might even be able to take that long extension around and try to spawn trap a couple of those players. Play the kind of distraction that they were playing on the attack earlier on as well. Fantastic, but these players just miss each other as they rotate around of dumpsters. But 29-28, the numbers look all right for CKG. They are on the defense. All they need to do is just make sure they do not overextend here, Jericho.
Yeah, they don't overextend 26-26. DNA trying to make the play. He spots one. Playhow and Juno, they bring out their purifiers to clean house as well, but Kenshi is there to make the trade. And now Juno still alive, finally gets taken on by Chroma. 20-24, Kenshi trying his best just to capture this B point on his own, but he needs help from his teammates, and there you have it. Owen and the gang getting control of that mid map, and I feel like CKG, they're just gonna give this up, play the long game over at that A side.
And earlier on, they kind of succeeded at that because of what VVV was not doing in this matchup. But maybe after that previous round where VVV saw what was working for CKG, they might just try to use that tactic against them. That flank is all going to be in the hands of Aski as well as Chroma. Now they've got Kenshi as backup as well. All they need to do is just push down the left-hand side of that map, shut down the player at Junkyard as well as that backstab, and then spawn trap CKG into the next round. But it's most definitely going to be a 5-round cracker if at all VVV does manage to pull that off. By the looks of things here, 20 lives apiece for both teams, and the defense on A super solid. CKG might just run away with this match.
They might just run away with it. 2 life advantage for them. They still have a death machine with DNA. If he can make this play, cut through over at that broken blue, but his time with the death machine not looking too fancy there. But now look how close Yaku is with the kilo. Gets 1 kill. That's the opening they need, and here comes the push. Azure just the last player alive, but here comes more players. Owen and the gang pushing through. Chroma on your screen, gonna take down Tape as well, and here comes the aggression. The Purifier coming out, but to where? To no avail. AJ to no avail, and just like that, they clear out their base. Segment has been depleted. Not even a single tick. 50 seconds left. If you are VVV, you need to find at least some time here because the time is not on your side.
Unfortunately, VVV have been outclassed, man. I mean, you can see the strategy executed out there on the battlefield. CKG just has such a good map control when it comes to slums control. And I mean, no pun intended there, but a fantastic setup coming through. And now they've got a 5-life deficit on the side of VVV. CKG just needs to keep this out. Hunter-killer drone being sent out, 20 seconds for the game of survival, and everything is on their side. Hunter-killer drone will secure. No players, but it hits the wall at Memorial, but Juno is sent down with the KSP. He annihilates the players. 4 more, and it looks like the prediction is true. The players of CKG won't be able to reverse out the results against Benny Vici. With the final life, VVV sustains, but it's game over right here as CKG makes good use of the double round robin setup.
Oh my God, this is just, when you thought VVV was secured, it's not yet over. AJ, CKG, they showed up. Yeah. They won their hard points and their controls, but their S&D, very good. Look at Azure already celebrating. Yeah. Job is not yet done, young blood. You still have to make it through, but great plays coming through from them. And for VVV, I mean, what is happening to them? I mean, I know I'm from VVV, but I don't know much about what's happening right now, but they're just really struggling. They need to find something if they want to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've already pointed out the weak points of VVV in that matchup, right? It was all about that flank. It was all about playing that game of distraction, which they did not attempt at all. And CKG executed so perfectly. And this is one of those examples where, we can bring up where strategy trumps the capability of taking those engagements out there on the battlefield. When we looked at the KDs over on the side of VVV, they were so much more perfect in comparison to CKG. But CKG playing the game of strategy against them. And when you truly understand the map and the rotations and which one of those angles to lock down, how to play the distraction, it can be such a huge game changer. Remember earlier on, Juno with the overextension into the laundry room, he kept the players of VVV distracted for so long, and that distraction proved to be perfect for the other players to just take that fight straight into garage. And, they just couldn't take their eyes off of Juno. And that bit of distraction made such a huge difference to them.
Yeah, it made such a huge difference to them. And it was just a space created from them. And, some little mistakes. Like a while ago, Chroma, he was already at the garage, AJ. And you said it, you bring out the purifier, decides not to bring it out. He brought it out when there was no one at Fountain to no avail, AJ. And unfortunately, those small mistakes are really going to cost you. But let's bring in Neptune here. Neptune, what did you see in that control?
Yeah, I mean, it's great for VVV to spring that trap on the first round, and they were able to get that game. But from the second round, when CKG really, I think it's intentional for CKG Legacy to give out that Bravo to be captured so that everyone will be brought into that alpha. And the same thing happened for round number 4. It was a similar attempt from VVV for that round number 3 match, but when it comes to understanding the rotations, I would agree with AJ. I mean, CKG know it more compared to VVV Esports. Thus, CKG still got that number one, that 1 point from on the attack. So it's understanding the game, understanding the rotation. Yes, Bravo is in there. You don't really need to contest at that point, or they didn't really need to contest at that point. They were saving live and then putting the effort into alpha, wherein they can better control the angles to take down VVV one at a time. And I think that is a good play and a good study made by CKG Legacy right here. And we talked about this earlier on, wherein if you study a team as well as a specific map, when you jump into there, regardless of how strong it is, you were right, AJ. Strategy really is a big factor that can change everything in this game, and that's what happened in this match. As they take 1 or 2 points from VVV Esports, and well, unfortunately, it's not that 3-0 that we're expecting for them to catch up on the 5 wins the VVV Esports has, but still a good stride for them to be able to get those 2 points. But there you have it. We have this last series of the game. But overall, AJ, what else can you say about these two teams fighting it off from all the maps that we've seen?
I'm so happy to see CKG Legacy prove a point where map mastery and understanding of the strategy of the map is going to be extremely important, not just the focus on the gunfights, not just the focus on the engagements, right? When you look at VVV, I mean, these are all flashy players. They take those skills. They are absolutely spectacular when it comes to the mechanical capability of each individual under the VVV banner. But CKG, although they know that that is exactly where they lack, they take the strategic moves in. At SND, they couldn't really execute it as well because, I mean, we're talking about VVV, one of the best SND teams in the competition. But over at Slums, this was that little trump card that they had hidden away, right? And why is that so? This is a brand new mode. Not a lot of teams have gone out there to just claim the control mode for themselves, and they haven't really found a way to master it just yet. And CKG, they took the initiative of understanding those rotations, understanding the weak points whenever they are on the defense, and they covered all of those angles really, really well. And even on the attack, they knew exactly what they needed to execute out there on the battlefield. I mean, understanding the strategy is one thing, but taking the fight up against VVV, who are a little bit better than them when it comes to those gunfights, now that is super impressive, right? And they, I believe, stumped VVV. And, you know, when you were mentioning that Purifier option on whether or not they could have pulled it out on that second round, that was such a huge waste as well, you know, Jericho, because if only they had gotten that play done, I believe it would have crippled CKG. I think it would have taken out the win from CKG, and they would have been able to punish in that third round because, you know, once you lose your momentum, you really get crushed, right? And with VVV just deciding to save that for a rainy day, there was a storm, bro. Their umbrella couldn't hold that back.
And they couldn't hold it. And I feel like when they saved it, the Call of Duty God said, "Hey, Judo, you throw a nade, you can take out Yaku." And that's what happened in that control. But here are the highlights. We saw the hard point, pretty one-sided towards the first half. The second half, pretty close. But here in this S&D, it was just all VVV. It was the Kenshi show. The wall bangs are just amazing. The snipes are just unreal. And this is why they're a deadly S&D team. Yes, you can win S&D. You know, S&D wins your championships. But if you can't win at least one respawn, you're not going to last it off guess of 5.
I really respect the fact that Mac put that sniper down and picked up that KSP, right? And he's very clearly, you know, enjoying the plays out there with the KSP. Fantastic angles. He just continuously shut down those players of CKG. And at this SND matchup, the players of CKG really had nothing on VVV. It was always going to be VVV from the get-go. But, you know, we talked about control. We talked about how the players of CKG managed to push VVV all the way into that round number 5. And this could just be that mode which would be the biggest difference maker between these two teams. With VVV picking up that first round and very quickly in quite a fashionable manner, I thought that, okay, maybe this was going to be the part where CKG struggles a little bit. And then came that attacking side of CKG, perfectly executing all of those pickups on those flags, overextending, punishing VVV for second-guessing themselves on this map. And all of those decisions that were not made by VVV, CKG really punished them for it, Jericho.
Yeah, it really did punish them. And here is our soldier for the game, Neptune, all yours.
Yeah, we have Clay Howe right now, and we've seen how well he is as well in sniper, especially on the SND. 21 average kills, 18 average assists, and almost 20 in there, an average death, bringing his KDA on a 1.07. But it is not that much. It's more of it's more of how well they worked as a team in this game, and I really love listening to the points that you made there, AJ and Jericho, with CKG as well as VV in here in this game, and also for the control. And that's one reason as well was AJ, Jericho, and I are trying to explain some parts of control as to how it works and how it is a game changer, because there's a lot of winning factors that you can utilize, and it's only one winning factor that CKG really brought into display. The mind games were in giving out that first round to VVV Esports and then putting them into play starting from round two towards round number 4. That is just awesome in there for side of CKG Legacy. But there you have it. We have the soldier of the game as well as all the series completed in this match. Looking at the standings right now, there's not much change in terms of who's leading, but with the scores from this Group C and Group D, we have seen that CKG Legacy has caught up to VVE Sports right now with only 2 between them. For the sides of Group C, where the battle happened between Huntsmen and Sector Zero, yes, Sector Zero has been improving so far, but with that 4-point lead, it might be very difficult to really catch up against this team. So this is much more of a clearer picture of what will be happening into the playoffs. But what do you think about these teams that are trying to move up and trying to catch up on the top 2? Going over to you, Coach Jericho.
I feel like now this is where you need to win. Those top 2 teams are pretty secure now, except for those second teams. You know, you have the likes of RTL, Sem9, Huntsmen, and VVV. They all need to really win their next matches, because every L is going to be very important, because the bottom team, the third team, is going to be like very happy if they lose the game, because they also need to win everything. So, for Sector Zero, it was a great showing, 2-1. They could have gotten to 3-0 to at least just ease the pain a little bit, but unfortunately they're not going to have it. But now that's enough for today, and now let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow for day 8. It's going to be match number 1, ACNO FINESSE versus Sector Zero. Match number 2, CKG Legacy versus C8 United. Match number 3 is going to be LOWKINGS versus Huntsmen. Match number 4 is going to be RTL versus Smart Omega. 5 is going to be PDR and Envy. Match 6, VVV and Blacklist. And to close it out, it's going to be C8 Legacy versus Almighty. A jam-packed day number 8. Can't wait for you guys to be here.
Definitely. And this is a Super Sunday that will be happening for day number 8. But any final thoughts for this lineup that we're going to see on Sunday, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, if the audience thinks today's matches were hot, tomorrow is just going to be on a whole other level, right? And all of those matchups are quite equally lined up here. I cannot wait. 7 back-to-back matches. Oof. Super Sunday it is, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. And you need to be super to be shoutcasting those games in there, because that will be 7 matches back to back to back. But anyways, that is day number 7 ending. And it's really exciting. When we thought that it might have been one-sided for some games, it has been turned around, and a lot of teams have shown great potential. So that is one thing that you really need to put into perspective, that there's no giving up. Even if you had that loss for the first instance, you can always get back up and turn things around. But there you have it. We are your casters and hosts from the desk. I am Neptune, the Gentleman Garcia, together with the Musacho AJ as well as Coach Jericho. And we'd like to bid you a good night and a goodbye. See you again next day.
Bye.